First of all, I guess I have to hydrate because you guys can't be trusted to not spam that whenever it's on cooldown. So give me a second. But hope you guys are doing good. You know, I'm normally I should probably find a new like intro like thing to say because I'm supposed to say I'm barely awake, but recently, whenever I start off streaming, I'm actually pretty awake because I actually just showered. So no stinky comments, please. And I also just got milk tea too. So I'm actually I'm pretty wide awake. I'm probably gonna be wide awake for a while. Also, yeah, you guys are actually wild. What's with my chat pre-gaming in my own chat before it even starts? What the heck? It's not allowed. Oh my god, dude. No, you need if you call someone else stinky, you're just projecting the fact that you probably stink yourself. So you should probably go shower yourself right now. Don't worry, I'll wait. I'll be here. I've got time. We've got time. No, I'm gonna lose the viewers that, you know, take big whiffs of the streamer when they're streaming. Oh my god. I'm really hoping that I can stay awake for at least a while because if I don't, if I run out of things to talk about here, I'm just gonna be staring at my ceiling for like the next god knows how long. I mentioned it before, but I actually don't handle like milk tea that well, pretty much. Uh, when it comes to like caffeinated drinks, I don't. There's like a tier list of caffeinated drinks for me, okay? So the things that don't affect me at all would probably be like soda or something like that. Soda and maybe energy. No, actually, it'd be soda first because that does nothing for me. I can drink like a can of soda and I can go to sleep, and that's nothing. I can maybe drink coffee next, if it's not like if it's not like anything dairy related, I guess in there. And then after that is like milk tea. Milk tea will just like keep me up for like 6 hours straight. I can't do anything about it. What do you mean, huh? Did I say something weird? I didn't say anything weird, did I? And then the last one would probably be energy drinks. I hate energy drinks so much. I used to take them back when I was still in funny demon school. So, well, you know, look, I'm a scientist, okay? I can make my own. I'm not even well. I'm not a scientist. I'm like an intern. I'm an intern in research and development for a scientist, okay? So, like, I'm an assistant. It's good enough, you know. Look, I can make those things that like you can take with your meal. What's it called? Like those dairy thingies, and then it should be fine. It's just the caffeinate, like the caffeine, the caffeine. It's just the caffeine, you know, that makes you stay awake for the most part. Oh, then if I don't get that if I don't get like the funny medicine along with the drink, then like I guess it's a combination of like my body just like yelling at me, why did you do that, along with the caffeine that just makes me like stay up for the longest time. It's gonna be like 4 to 6 hours where I just stay up nonstop. Thanks for the sub, Sheila Sheila Veru. Oh yeah, the other thing that I wanted to mention too is that you know, I think I mentioned it last stream, but I did want to add another emote to Twitch. I don't know why it hasn't been approved yet. Let me show off the emote actually. Maybe it's not derivative enough. I don't know, but yeah, this is the emote I wanted to add right here. It's a, you know, it's a funny emote. It's cute. It's funny and cute. But I don't know. Twitch hasn't approved it yet, so we're only stuck with barely on for now. Yeah, well, it's been in there for a while. I don't know why, which is making me kind of worried because give me a sec. Yeah, it's making me a bit worried because, you know, if it takes this long for a single emote for Twitch to approve of, then God knows how long it's gonna be before I can actually like get my full set of emotes. I think because I'm just starting out. Well, actually no, I think I just hit like 10 sub points right now. So with that, I think we should be able to have expanded. No, wait. Maybe I should have added like the funny bot command that shows off the what's it called? The emote like combo. Maybe I do have to add them in bulk. Hey, there we go. Look. Sheila Veru is the first person to actually show off that badge. Congrats. You get to flex on everyone. The first 10 people get the funny first badge, but you get the cool ID badge that's gonna change over time. So congrats on that. But yeah, I think I do have to add it in bulk or something like that. No, that doesn't make any sense though, because when I added my emote, my single emote, like it was, let's go stick him up here. He'll be judging you guys. Drag. What are you dragging? There we go. He's just gonna stare at you menacingly, judgingly. But yeah, I don't know why. I added this one, it got approved instantly, but for this one, it just I don't know, it's taken a while. It's been like over a week, so maybe, I don't know. It could be because maybe your first emote gets approved like instantly, so that like maybe your community has something to like just use. But I don't know why it's taking so long. I don't know. The Discord emotes? There's no Discord emotes. I mentioned this before. I will maybe possibly make a Discord, a community Discord, once the emotes go through, because if I just make one just now, it's literally gonna have nothing in it. I don't know. There's just so many. Oh god. I also don't remember if I mentioned this. I have a smooth brain. Please understand. I commissioned a lot of emotes. Okay, I think I commissioned I commissioned like 15 plus emotes, and I don't know which ones I'm gonna stick onto Twitch, and then the rest. I mean, we can't even use it all. I mean, we need to get more like slots unlocked, which I think I can only get through sub points. So it's either just gonna take a while, or I gotta dole out the funny, cool content so that more people will, donate to me, and then I can feel like I'm actually accomplishing something besides being stuck in this dead-end job. But it's fine. It'll come eventually, I just have to decide which ones I'll put on Twitch first. I think I might ask you guys, or I might put a poll on Twitter to see if which ones you guys want to add specifically once it gets approved, because I have it's gonna come in 2 different batches. There's gonna be a batch of like 10 or 11, and then the next batch will be like a batch of like 5 or 6 or something like that. So once the first 10 or 11 like get approved or finished from my artist, I'll maybe put up a poll and see if you guys want to choose which ones get added, so you can flex on everyone else. You can show off that you spent your money on a funny demon dude that like passes out and doesn't even have a dedicated schedule, and barely even like does the right stuff anytime. I don't know why you want to do that, but power to you. So the other funny thing I did want to mention is that when I was getting my milk tea, actually, there's this one place I usually go to that's near my work, and they have I usually get my drink there because they know me by face, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's a good thing because I get my drinks really quickly. Like, I walk in and they're already preparing it before I'm even ordering, so that's good. But the bad thing is, milk tea is not exactly the most healthiest drink. It's less not good for you, I think, than maybe like soda or energy drinks. But yeah, it's also stupid expensive. Cloud, if you're drinking milk tea and you think it's the healthiest drink that I'm a bit worried for you. I'm not gonna lie. Go drink water. You know what? I'm gonna drink water right now just to flex on you. Yeah, I'm gonna drink a dab of water right now. I have to space it out because I got my water and I got my milk tea here, and I'm trying to space it out between the two, because if I drink the milk tea all at once, then I'm gonna get super wired for the rest of the night. and I don't want to do that. I'm trying to manage my energy because I know that if I get super hyper, well, hyper from what you guys would normally see, then I'm gonna completely crash till the end of the stream. But if I don't drink until the end of the stream, then it's gonna get cold, or not cold. It's gonna get warm, and warm milk tea is kind of mid, to be honest. But the thing, so anyway, for the story, yeah, I was walking to get my usual drink, and there's like this store, the milk tea store, that has like a bathroom that people like. The bathroom itself for the store is not located in the store. You have to actually you have to take a bathroom pass, and you have to like, you know, give me 1 second. No, no. The thing is, I actually did almost spill my milk tea, and I had to, I had to catch it just now. Uh, so I was saying basically that I was at the store, and they have these bathroom passes because the store itself has the bathroom located outside the actual store. So what it is that to make people not like, I guess they're trying to deter people from using the actual bathroom itself, because there's some what's the best word, there's some like undesirables, I guess that you could call it, that would use the bathroom for the not intended purposes. Is the best way I can put that. So what they do is they lock the bathroom from the outside, and they make you carry a bucket. They make you carry a bucket attached to a keychain, like an actual huge like Home Depot bucket. And you have to carry that bucket to the bathroom attached to the keychain to use it. And I guess that the whole point of that is, one, so that people don't like walk off with the key and it's like super bulky and everything. And two, so that like people will actually use the bathroom for the intended purposes from like getting it from the employees. I don't know, it was weird. I thought it was pretty funny because it actually did remind me of the time when you were like back in school, I guess. I don't know if you guys ever did it in your Funny Human World with your schools, but a lot of teachers from what I had would make you take a bathroom pass to go to the bathroom, which honestly is kind of messed up if you think about it, because you can't like, if someone needs to go, you need to go, really. The demons sound crazy there. The demons are crazy there. You don't want to know what they do in the bathrooms. It's kind of a bye. But the thing is, the teachers would either have like a normal bathroom pass, obviously, I guess to make sure that someone is using the bathroom so they know. But there'd also be some really, really annoying like teachers that would I don't know, I guess they really didn't want people to use the bathroom in the middle of their class, even though that's literally a basic like function that you need to do to survive. So what they would do is they'd make increasingly complex bathroom passes. So one teacher I basically know was that they would have a book, an actual textbook, like laminated textbook, so you can actually open it, but it was very heavy, and you have to lug that to the bathroom, and that was already like annoying enough. But another teacher was like really, really, really I don't know if she was allowed to do this. I guess people thought it was funny, but you would have to bring basically you'd have to bring this lightweight chair, like this kid's chair, a very like small like kids baby chair with the word bathroom pass on it, and you'd have to like lift it and drag it with you to the bathroom. And I guess it was her way of like shaming that person to go to the bathroom, which is, I don't think you're allowed to do that. Now that I think about that, I don't think. I'm pretty sure that is, if a parent heard about that, they would probably have, gone off on that teacher. Yeah, teachers don't rock. Teachers suck. Well, the bad teachers suck. I don't know. I think, well, in my school, there were a lot of teachers that didn't really like their job, and I guess they would only, apart from teaching like the minimum curriculum that they had to do, they had to flex the little amount of power they had on little demon kids. So if you didn't listen to them, they would go off on you. They would punish you. They would basically say that you suck, without saying specifically that you suck, because you can't say that to a kid. But I don't know. It was really, really weird, like power tripping teachers, which is, it's kind of messed up. It's kind of sad, really, because your whole point is that you would want to like have kids, like you, so that your job would be easier. But no, the couple of teachers that I did have growing up, they were pretty power trippy, and they were pretty, I don't know, they were weird. You can't, how do you ban bathroom breaks? Isn't that illegal or something? You can't do that. You literally cannot do that. Isn't that? Yeah, maybe the power move would been to, just use the bathroom in class or something like that. That would have been the optimal move to do. What is she gonna do then, huh? No, you know what? You know what, Gunfight? I think you might be the reason why they implemented those weird bathroom pass rules. At least in my classes, because when I was in higher demon school, when you're a bit older, some of the people they would not use the bathroom for the intended purpose, obviously. I think let's see, I'm trying to remember what people did. I know people drank when they were going to the bathroom, because everyone always, I never saw anyone personally, because I was a good demon, as far as good demons go, and I went to the bathroom and I did my business. But apparently people said that people would like go to the bathroom to drink, they'd go to vape, smoke, do bad stuff, basically. Yeah, why would they drink water in the bathroom? That is kind of weird. I don't have that many used emotes, Dolphin, because I only got the single one, the funny one, the barely on. This is the one next to me right now is the one that I'm waiting to get approved of right now on Twitch, but it's gonna be a while. I don't know why it's gonna be a while. I guess we'll just have to wait. Hiding in the stalls. Okay, actually no, I might have been wrong. I might not have been the greatest demon student, because there were times when I was in class and I forgot to do my my homework, or I forgot to study for a test. So I would. This was back during the time when you see, the demon world and the human world both have like the same like technological progress. So back then, when I was still like in a demon student, we had to actually read. Amazingly enough, I know it's crazy, but yeah, we had to read textbooks and our notes and everything. So I couldn't just like Google anything like that to search up like the answer for my homework or like learn for a test before it starts. So I would go to like the restroom, or I'd go to like their nurse's office, and I would study in there for an extra couple minutes, or do my homework last minute before the teacher would catch me. Because there would be people like who got caught doing their homework the day of, like in the class, and if the teacher caught you, you'd basically get a 0 for that assignment, because you weren't prepared enough, even though technically the assignment wasn't due until you finally turn it in. So I was the person to like use the bathroom constantly. So maybe I was the reason why I had to like they had the weird bathroom passes. Well, shit. Yeah, that was so. Another thing was that when because I was going to the restroom so often, and because I didn't really do my homework that often because I'm lazy. I didn't used to always be this way, but there were points in my life where I was exactly like this. But yeah, I had to do my assignments, right? So what I would do during lunch is that instead of hanging out with people and socializing and basically just having fun or like playing sports or doing whatever it is that people do during lunch, I would sit in a classroom and I'd be doing an essay or a paper last minute, and it would be and the teacher would take notice, basically. And I did this so often that she actually came up to me and said that I was doing a really, really good job, and she wished that more people like me were like as studious as me, like spending their free time doing like studying or extra homework for like the next day that was actually in reality doing like homework for that day specifically. So at the end of the year, I actually got a I got a letter saying that they wanted me to go to the award ceremony, and I actually got an award for being one of the most studious one of the most studious students in the school. I'm not making this up. I'm not joking. So it's like thanks, I guess. Thanks for giving me an award for doing stuff that I should have been doing in advance. I never even got to socialize because of that. No, I was not one of the people who cried at graduation. I was glad to finally not have to do school anymore. I hated school so much. I don't know why you'd think that, because I literally just said that I hated doing homework and I hated doing papers, okay? I remember one time in math class where a lot of people yeah, that's the thing. I think people the teachers just get caught, or the people that get caught, they get made an example of, so that other people won't do it. But I think there needs to be like a what's it called? For the teachers, they need to make an example out of students, obviously, for people who cheat. But they obviously also don't want to be, for I guess most normal teachers, they probably don't want to be known as that teacher who is really, really like harsh on punishments, and so that people won't like them and they won't like choose their teacher. One of the weird things actually is that in my secondary school for demons, you actually could choose your teacher. I don't know if it was like that for other people or like in human school, but yeah, you could have chose your teacher. I skipped prom 100%. Actually, I actually did skip prom. I did. First of all, I didn't actually have anyone to go with, but we did have we did have a certain group of people that also didn't have anyone to go with or didn't want to go. So we just had our own thing where we just like we just hung out basically that night, and we played video games and we ate at McDonald's. And we said it was good enough. We didn't have to spend money or anything like that, too much money. We just drove to the nearest McDonald's and we just hung out. That was good enough. So hey Olga, I do not sleep. I only pass out. Well, let me give you a funny thingy right here. See if this still works. I need to make sure this works every so often because sometimes it gets disabled. So let me check. So Olga, come. Nice. So it does work. Cool. Yeah, maybe I should have been. I might have actually cried from being free. Who knows? I can't remember. What would I do as a teacher? Well, I'm not good with the kids. I actually suck with kids. I don't think I'd be a very good teacher because I'm very sucky when it comes to like teaching people or helping people learn about something, whether that's like a general subject or even just like video games. So I don't think Oh, you're talking to Gunpai. Sorry, I totally hijacked that message. Yeah, kids. I'm just I don't handle them very well. Even like for people like kids that I know well, I'm still not very good with them. I basically treat them like normal people, which is fine and all. But sometimes you just gotta treat kids like kids, and I suck at doing that because uh, I don't think I don't know. I wanted to be when I was growing up. I wanted to be treated more like an adult. So what I do is that I treat kids like adults, whether they want to or not. And in most cases, they act not like adults, so I don't know how to like handle them. So I don't think I'd be a very good teacher. I mean, I like to be proven wrong. I actually do want to hang out with I want to learn how to hang out with kids because I do have like some family members that have like kids, a lot of family members that have kids, and we hang out with family a lot. So it'd be nice to learn how to like handle them properly without just like giving them a iPhone and saying, okay, have fun on YouTube or Minecraft or whatever it is that you kids do, TikTok. But it's, I don't know, it's tough, it's difficult. I mean, if you guys are any good at taking care of kids, please give me tips. Let me have some pointers because I don't know. I literally don't know. I asked them. I'm pretty sure I asked one of my kid relatives at one point, like, "Hey, how's the weather?" Unironically. So that's the extent of my small talk. Do they know I'm a VTuber? No, they do not. I mean, I hope they don't because if they do, they would probably question my sanity. Like streaming is whatever, like anyone can stream, but I don't think I'm pretty sure that the world of the normies is ready for the general consensus of anime people streaming. We're getting there. I think we're slowly getting there, but no, I don't think I don't think I'll be telling anyone anytime soon that I am an anime person on the internet. The cool VTuber uncle. Maybe, I hope. Because, oh god, I don't know. I can't handle kids that well. Whenever I get the chance to hang out with kids, they just like they talk about stuff that I barely even know. Like, I unironically don't even go on TikTok or anything like that. I'm so out of it. What do they call it in the funny human world? They call it like I'm literally a boomer, I guess. I have boomer humor. Okay, I'm leet. I lol. I say WTF unironically. I actually do say WTF in real life. Don't ask how. I just do. Yeah. How's the I see that you're on TikTok. Oh, you're doing that funny meme, the floss Fortnite meme. Oh, that's cool. It's cool. How's the weather? Are you do you guys also floss in school? That's cool. I actually saw this funny video on YouTube where this kid says, I've got the power of God and anime on my side. You watch that TikTok? Oh no. Oh, that's yeah, cool. Okay, you're gonna go back on Minecraft now? All right, like have fun. That sounds like that sounds over the top, but that's like 90% close to an exact conversation that I had with someone. So yeah. I don't want to have the attention span to start a TikTok or even watch TikTok. The only way I watch TikTok is by watching people who like bring it up in their YouTube videos, or my coworkers who for some reason also have TikTok. So maybe I really am just out of touch. I don't know. If my coworkers can watch TikTok and talk about the funny stuff that happens on there, maybe I have to also start doing that. No. It's so hard. I need to consume content within like a good amount of time. I can't consume a video that's less than 30 seconds long for a meme. I think the last time I did that was like when Vine was still a thing or something like that. My lack of attention span. I don't have much. I barely have any at all. Wait. No, wait. If you lack an attention span, that would mean that you would want. If you lack an attention span, then that means you have an attention span that is very small, which means you need to consume content that's like bite-sized. Whereas if you do have an attention span, that means you can consume content that's, you know, longer, like a movie. No, I got this. Don't worry. Maybe I'm drinking too much milk tea. It's not that. It's not that. It's I don't know. It's just super hard. Okay, I can't. I can't watch TikTok. Okay, that's the main consensus. That's the whole point I'm trying to say. I can't watch TikTok. I need to consume content that, you know, is time consuming. Sleep rating check. Yeah, you know what? Let's do an actual sleep rating check, because I'm not tired right now. I'm actually not that tired, but my brain is kind of shutting down right now because I don't think that hard, or I don't think hard enough. I don't think hard enough. I don't think. Yeah, my brain is smooth basically. I don't think. I'd say like I'm like a 3 out of 10, where 10 being the most sleepy and 1 being not sleepy. I'm currently like at a 3. Oh, actually, no. Weren't there gifs? How do you? Weren't there you know, gifs on Twitter or on Discord that showed off like an entire movie in like 30 seconds in GIF form? Because I remember seeing that like for Shrek. Like they'd have like the B movie, or they'd have Shrek entirely within 30 seconds. A GIF? I don't know, okay? Like, I've seen so many people like rag on me for saying GIF or GIF. You literally cannot win with people. It's either or, okay? You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, see, I'm not the only one. You guys are just weird. GIF is not wrong. It's I called it GIF for the longest time, and then someone told me, why are you pronouncing it that way? It's supposed to be GIF. And then I say, okay, now it's GIF. And now my own chat is ragging on me for saying GIF. So with a GIF, a GIF, a GIF. Isn't that Jiffy? Jiffy, or GIF? No wait, Jiffy. Isn't Jiffy like a brand of tire or lube or something like that? Even you know, even the creator was wrong when he pronounced GIF. You know. That's just not right. He didn't know what he was talking about. He knew the basic like gist of it. I mean, sorry, he knew the basic gist of it. But you know, he was wrong. Everyone else is right. He was wrong specifically. I don't need sleep, okay? I literally just tweeted a couple of hours ago that I was taking a nap, and then I woke up after like what was supposed to be a 30-minute nap for like 2 hours, and then I went to go get milk tea and pizza. So yeah, it's his fault. He has to live with it. Everyone's gonna rag on him for the fact that he made a file extension that he couldn't even pronounce properly. That's on him. A sleeping stream when? What do you mean? I'll just leave my stream on, then I'll go to sleep. I'll sleep in my chair or something. I don't think the world is ready for a sleeping stream just yet. Is it in the cards? Maybe, but right now, I think not yet. Graphics interchange format. Yeah. If you also pronounce graphics as graphics, you're also completely wrong and you deserve to be laughed at. It's actually pronounced giraffics. And giraffes are actually pronounced graphs, so get it right, get used to it. You like sleeping on your stomach? I used to actually... I used to do that, but that was before like I really wanted to focus on like my sleeping habits. Because when I first started sleeping, I used to like sleeping on my stomach because then I could just muffle myself into my own pillow and then I'd just I don't know, I'd suffocate myself to sleep. But I don't know, when I started to care more about my sleeping, I was more, I don't know, I slept on my back, I guess, or my side. I think sleeping on your back is probably the best, followed by sleeping on your side, and then I guess sleeping on your stomach. I know that a lot of people have their own preferences for sleeping, but I don't know, I can't sleep on my stomach anymore. I wake up so sore in the morning if I sleep on there, like both in my neck and then my back and everything. Sleeping on your side too is fine. I think if you have like a pillow or like a body pillow or something like that that you can sort of just like squeeze, I think it's definitely more comfortable if sleeping that way. But you can also like sleep on, I like sleeping on my back because I think it's easier for me to breathe as far as like, you know, passing out to that point. But what the heck is the rescue position? Hold on, I have to look this up. Is that real? Rescue position? Sleeping rescue position. Oh, yeah. So, hold on. I think this is normally how you are supposed to sleep if you sleep on your side, I think. Let me bring this up. Alright, here's the cool funny infographic right here. Hand under chin to keep... Okay, I don't go that far, okay? I sleep sort of like this. If I have like a pillow to like sleep with, but if I don't have like a pillow, then I can't sleep like this. How many deaths so far? None right now. If we have a death counter in this stream, I'd be slightly worried, and I hope you guys would be slightly worried too. Sleeping with a weighted blanket. I've never actually slept with a weighted blanket. I heard it's really comfortable. I sometimes sleep with a comforter and a duvet, and that's sort of nice, having pressure on your body to like, I don't know, it's comfortable. I'd say it's pretty comfortable, but I've never had like an actual what's it called? I've never actually had an actual weighted blanket before. Is it comfortable though? Like, it's not too much pressure, is it? Because I know that sometimes if there's like too much pressure when you're sleeping on like any part of your body, then it'll feel really weird. So I don't know. Sleeping naked. Okay, I will admit that I do sometimes sleep naked too. Well, I used to sleep naked, but not anymore. It's I don't know. It's nice to have the freedom to do that, but it's cold, okay? You wake up and you're freaking freezing. I can't handle that when I'm waking up. I need to feel comfortable going to sleep and waking up. So if you go to sleep naked and you have like a window open or a fan open, that's like a death sentence. You're just like asking to get sick or something. Well, no, I do sleep with pajamas too, but I sleep with like very light pajamas. Like, is that even a thing? Light pajamas? I know, I just sleep in my underwear and I sleep with a shirt on, and that's about it. Like, what you see now basically is how I sleep. So it's to each their own. I sleep with. I sleep with like 5 pillows actually. Yeah, my lab coat. If there's no blankets in the break room, then I just use my lab coat as a blanket. My employee badge. No, if I get caught sleeping without my employee badge, then I'm gonna get busted. I'm gonna get in trouble. Yeah, I sleep with 5 pillows. What's wrong with that? So, how it works for me is that I have one pillow at the top. I got 2 pillows on the side, and I got 2 pillows on the other side. Actually, no. I've changed that. Right now, I sleep like 2 different ways. I sleep one pillow on top on my head, one on the side that sometimes if I do a or side sleeping position, then I will like hold on to it or I'll like hug it, and then I'll have one, yeah, between my legs, and then I'll have two on my back so that I won't roll off the bed. Because I actually did have a problem when I was growing up, where I would roll around so much in my sleep that I would actually fall off the bed. So I actually had to put pillows on both sides of my of my bed so I wouldn't fall off. No, that's the whole point. The pillows would stop me from rolling off the bed, but if I were to like accidentally fall off either way, then you know I would have the pillow to like comfort me. It would have like, you know, it would cushion my fall basically. I don't want to sleep with all of chat's moms. I don't even know if they even shower. I hope your moms shower. They're stinky. I mean, they might stink. Because if you guys stink, I have to worry about like the rest of your family. Because maybe it's like a heretical or hereditical. It might be in the genes basically. Hereditary, like the movie, you know. No, I literally just showered, so I don't stink. I would like to remind chat that if there are anyone, like any stinky people in chat, they need to go shower right now because I can smell it from here. Even all the way in Demon Hell, you know, I can still smell the scent of stinky chat. The knee pillow, yeah, knee pillow is definitely a thing. I either keep a pillow between my feet or between my knees for better like sleeping position, I guess. How am I gonna prove to you that I showered? Okay, this is what you do, okay? I want all of you to go up to your monitor and take a big whiff. And if it doesn't stink, then that means I showered. It's simple as that. And if it does stink, your monitor is lying to you, and you should probably like wipe your monitor because that's very scary and I'm a bit worried about you guys. The exhaust fan. No, that's not why it's there. It's there because, you know, we have to air out the lab. It's not because I stink. Your monitor smells like dust. Go clean your monitor, please. Oh my god, what do you have on your monitor? Jesus Christ, why do you have hair in your monitor? Let's please clean your monitor. You know, you use that every single day. Please clean your monitor. You should not have that much hair in your monitor. Oh my god. Actually, I don't know if you guys been keeping up with what happened on Twitter on Friday, but I found that there was this cool. I found that there was this ramen basically that was releasing. It was called breakfast cup noodle. Let me bring up the picture. So this this abomination of a food right here, it looks really I don't know how you could describe that, but I really wanted to try it. It looks like something that only man could have thought of in his nightmares, honestly. But I really had the need to try it. My original idea was that I was going to buy it. I was gonna get off work, I was gonna go travel to the human world, and I was gonna go buy it I think you could buy it at Walmart. So I went to Walmart for the first time in like God knows how long. It's been such a long time since I actually went to an actual superstore, but I forgot like how big they were. Like I wasn't joking when I said that the shelves were almost twice my height. Like I'm not the tallest person, I'm not the tallest even. You know, I'm relatively an okay height, but they have items in their shelves that are literally unreachable. You know, you can't reach them. It's twice your size. Costco is better than Walmart? I think they're both different in the sense that you go to Costco for like bulk purchases, I don't think consider Costco like a superstore, but you go there to like buy in bulk, either for your own business or for like yourself, so that you don't have to buy individually. I think you save money that way too. I actually did have to jump to reach the stuff up on the shelf, and I had to look around because I know for a fact that if I was like jumping to reach something on the shelf, they would an associate probably would have come and like asked if I needed help, and you know, I would have spilled my spaghetti then. So I was trying to reach stuff on the second shelf to get like some extra snacks, while like looking both directions and behind me to make sure that no one was watching me. I'm not small, like really, I'm serious, I'm not that small. It's just that they had high shelves. I'm being serious. Their shelves were like not meant to be reached without, you know, a ladder or something. I don't know. No, the other thing I don't like about Costco, with the Costco card, is that, you know, they used to have the thing where the lunches or their what do you call it? Their cafeteria, I guess. At least in my local Costco, you could just go and buy whatever you wanted to get, or for food wise. So they've got the Costco pizza, the Costco hot dogs, and the soda and the shakes, or whatever else they sell locally. And you didn't have to have a Costco card to, you know, get it. So what you could do is that you could just go to Costco and, you know, get really, really cheap food. I think it was like $1 or $1.50 for a huge slice of pizza. And if you've never been to Costco, like, let me tell you, their pizzas, their hot dogs are so big. It is actually insane. So I think their business premise or their business idea was that you would go to Costco, or normal members would go to Costco, and after getting food at Costco, they consider that because they were already there, they would just go shopping there. And you know, that was a decent business strategy. And even if people didn't like want to like go shopping, maybe they were traveling with like their family who did want to go, or they'd be like considering, since they go there so often, that they get a membership. But yeah, it did recently change because of the funny virus. So I don't know if it was because of that itself or because they were like making a loss. Because originally I thought that Costco was like, I thought they were operating at a profit even if their food that they were selling for their food, for their cafeteria, were very low priced. Like, I'm pretty sure they actually operated at a loss for what they sold their food for at a low price, but they still made back a lot of profit from people shopping there. But they changed it recently so that if you wanted to go buy food there, you need a Costco card. So now you can't even go there for cheap food anymore. You need to be a member, which kind of sucks. I mean, you could still go there with people that already have like a card, like if you have family or friends or like anyone that you know. But it's not as convenient anymore, because you can't just like say, oh, I'm really hungry and I want to get some food. I want to get some cheap food. So then you just go to Costco and you literally would get like an entire meal for like less than like $3 or $4 for like a food, for like a pizza and a drink, maybe even like a shake or something like that. But you know, I sort of understand, because it was stupid cheap. Even like with like everything like increasing in price nowadays, it's still like, it was still really, really cheap. So I don't know if it's like that for like the other ones, because the only one I visited was in the US, and I don't know if it's the same for, I don't know if it's the same for like any other country, like in Canada or all the other Costco's out there. I know there's like one in Japan or something like that. So if you guys let me know, if you guys know, then let me know, because I will consider that next time I go to the human world and want to go to Costco. They do have gas stations actually. They have relatively cheap gas at my Costco, but I'm not sure if it's still cheap nowadays. I remember back when gas prices were going crazy high, there'd be an insane line at Costco. Like the actual line itself was around 30 to 45 minutes long of people lining up to use the gas station. But nowadays, I think it's not as bad, but I think it's still relatively cheap. Like, people will still go out of their way to get gas at Costco. It's not a, it's not anywhere like close to me or my workplace, so I can't like go there as often as I like. Like for me personally, if I ever need to get gas, then I just just go to the closest one. I don't really care. Well, yeah, the gas money that you are saving is from the queue, but I mean, you're not. I guess if you turn off your engine or something like that, then I guess you'd be saving money. I do, I do own my own chopsticks actually. I bought these chopsticks off Amazon that I wanted to get because I was tired of using wooden chopsticks or reusable chopsticks. I was actually looking forward to eating this right here, the funny cup noodles, because like I said, it looks really, really. I don't want to say gross, because you don't know yet if it will be gross. You can't judge a book by its cover. And this is like one of those things where you want to just like try once before you die. You just need to live a little and you need to step outside your comfort zone. I don't When it comes to me for food, I don't usually try like new stuff. Whenever I get food, I want to eat something that I'm familiar with and that I know will be like relatively within my budget. So I really won't go out of my way to get like, what's it called? I won't go out of my way to get like lobster or go to like a fancy restaurant or anything like that. I'll usually just go to like maybe like a local Japanese mart and like get curry or ramen. Or if I feel like I want to get like seafood, then I'll just go to like a Chinese restaurant. There's a really good Chinese restaurant nearby that I love to like get food there. But look, this is like one of those things where you just have to try. Like the spicy, like those really spicy noodles where you might get like weird, you might get like that crazy taste, those crazy spicy stuff. I really, really want to try that like at some point. Oh my god, we're getting backpack raids. Were you guys? Oh my god, wait, I'm not mentally prepared for this. Thanks. Okay, hold on. No, I'm not mentally prepared. Thanks for the raid, free of me, and thanks for the raid, Cab. Did you guys? Hope you guys had a good stream because I'm talking about God. This is the first thing that you guys will see when you join my stream. Is this abomination of cup noodles right here? Holy crap! No, we were talking about trying new foods. So here we are, trying breakfast cup noodle. Yeah, I announced it on Twitter that I wanted to try it. Unfortunately, I couldn't find it in Walmart, which really, really was kind of sad to me because I don't go to Walmart that often and I had no idea what to get there apart from like a couple of snacks. But when I checked their noodle section here, they didn't have it. I don't know why. See, no, I looked it up online, right? I looked up these noodles online and they said that they had it in Walmart or something like that. Like it was only available in Walmart. And this, I'm pretty sure if anyone saw this, they would probably think it's like an American dish. Okay. I think only Americans would be able to come up with something as crazy as this right here. But I don't think it's not available anywhere else because what the news article said was that it's available only at Walmart's. So I looked it up, right? I looked it up online and I couldn't find any place that was like selling it apart from Walmart. But even when I checked Walmart, it didn't have that much options even on like line. So I was thinking maybe they'll have like other at least cool flavors that I could try. Like maybe I could have at least tried the curry flavor, curry flavored cup noodle, which is kind of like It's adventurous, I guess you could call it. But I don't know. I was just disappointed because they didn't have anything there. They didn't have anything cool there. I wanted to try something cool. I wanted to try crazy, like crazy American human like food, and all they had were like the normal food. I mean, I guess I could have bought like, you know, the what's it called, the cheese whiz in a can or something like that, but I don't know. It's just like maybe they haven't rolled it out with it yet in Walmarts or something. But I will try searching maybe next week, because when I did look it up, they just announced it like the other day that it was rolling out in Walmarts on that Wednesday. But I don't know if they meant like this Wednesday or next Wednesday, so we'll try checking maybe by next week to see if they have it. I don't look. Yeah, Japan has like weird stuff. Japan has weird food, but I don't think even Japan would come up with stuff like this. Okay, this is just like next level. This is something that you see out of a nightmare. Okay. I don't think, I don't know. Takoyaki ramen? Wait. I actually do wanna. I actually want to try these. Oh my god, Hokkaido milk seafood coming. Hold on. I'm gonna look this. I'm gonna write this down all right now, because I really do. I want to see if I can order these, and then I'll try it on stream. I want to like try a stream where I just eat weird food. So takoyaki ramen and Hokkaido milk seafood cup noodle. Well, that does. I know that. See, the thing is, like, sweet and savory, a lot of people will usually like separate those two, but you know, there are dishes that are good sweet and savory. Or like, you know, have you ever had like pancakes? I think someone brought this up last time. If you ever had like pancakes and you have syrup and you also have bacon and eggs, and then sometimes the syrup gets like near the bacon, it doesn't taste that bad. Like, I'm pretty sure there's something called maple baked bacon or something like that that I saw before on some store, but people buy it. I saw like it nearly sold out, so I know for a fact that people buy that stuff. Clam chowder and lobster bisque cup noodle. All right, we'll add this to the list. I'm pretty sure all of this stuff though I will probably have to buy online. There's no way it would be available locally. Like even the local Japanese mart near me, I don't think it would be having this type of stuff. They'd probably just have like the normal cup noodles, the normal curry and everything. You don't have to put them on a separate plate. I mean, you know, there'll be diners that will have, you know, bacon and egg along with the pancake, with the what's it called? With everything, you know? Or if like you ever had a breakfast at home and you don't want to wash too many dishes, then you'll just put everything on one plate. And then, you know, sometimes there'll be some cross-contamination and you can't waste your food, right? So you're just gonna have to eat it that way. I don't know. It's just go live a little. That's the whole point. The whole point of this is so that you could try new and like, you know, let your taste buds explore, basically. Yeah, maple syrup is like good with most stuff, honestly. I can't think of anything normal that would taste kind of odd with maple syrup. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Cabana sucre. Hold on. Cabana sucre. I probably totally butchered that. How to pronounce cabana sucre in French? Cabana sucre. Wait, what? There's no R. I don't even pronounce the R with it. Cabana sucre. It does. The N doesn't even sound like actual stuff. It sounds like you're scoffing at someone. Cabana sucre. What the heck? The French language is wild. Maybe I should do a French learning stream. That sounds so funny. Like, I imagine that you'd be talking to someone saying like, "You ever try something called cabana sucre?" And they're like, "Wait, did you cough or did you like breathe in or something like that?" At the end, are you okay? But no, no, I haven't tried that before. Kavana Suka. How do you? What is this? Kavana Suka. I can't. Wait, what? Sugar Shacks. Is that what it's called? Sugar Shacks? Oh, I thought it was like a. For some reason, I thought it was like. I thought it was like a food or something like that. I was like, wait, why come? How come there's nothing showing up on images? They're just showing me like houses and stuff. No, but no, I've never been. We don't. I don't think we have any like factories or places where there's like places where they serve or make maple syrup. Isn't that like a? Isn't that mostly a Canada thing? New England maple syrup. The only stuff that we have are like the generic brand name American maple syrup. So it's hard for me to find like the the mass. What's it called? The brand name mass produced factory made maple syrup, basically. For the most part, we don't have like any of the locally sourced maple syrup, if that's what you're like looking to ask. Yeah, that just reminds me that I'm still like trying to. I've been really trying hard to like eat healthier, and it's. God, here I am drinking more milk tea along with my water, trying to cope with the fact that I'm not eating as healthy as I should be. Cause well, okay, look, I mentioned it last time, but it's like hard for me to wake up early, and normally you'd have to wake up early to like make proper breakfast or, eat healthier. But what time is it? Oh right, I just realized I don't have the clock on here. Well, at my like time, it's like 11:30. Don't worry about it. Whenever if you have the urge to drink milk tea, you just gotta let it happen. No, Dolphin, I can't sleep early for two reasons. One, I get off work like at a very late time, like around the time that most people in my time zone would be going to sleep. And the other part is that even if I did try like sleeping as soon as I got home, that'd feel so weird. Like no one wants to go to sleep for 8 hours after they get home from like school or work or whatever. So for me, if I were to try that, I would just be staring at the ceiling for like 4 hours until it's like 2 or 3 before I pass out. So I don't think I can sleep early. Look, trust me, I've tried. I can't do it. I've attempted. It's just not in the cards for me. And thanks for joining, Olga. I appreciate it. I'm glad that I could keep you awake a bit longer than I had to. But sleep's important. Go to sleep. Take care of your body. Yeah. Okay. Look, when you get home exhausted, right? How long do you sleep for? Is it for like half an hour? Is it an hour? Is it even like a couple of hours? Or is it 8 hours? Because people have tried to like tell me, oh, if it's hard to do stuff in late at night, or you can only stream late at night, or you can only like talk to people late at night, or do your errands late at night, why don't you just go to sleep? But you guys basically try going to sleep after you get home. Like try it. Try sleeping for 8 hours. It's not possible. At the very least, I did that once, and I woke up at 2 a.m. and my body had no idea what to do. I couldn't go back to sleep because I just slept for like 5 hours, but I couldn't like stay up and do stuff because it's 2 a.m. in the morning. So there's just not much stuff that you can do. Seven's not that bad. I want to see if I can like adjust my schedule at some point to talk to people, and maybe I can like get a more normal like 9 to 5. But right now, it's just we're gonna have to live with the near midnight streams, at least on my end. No. Okay, so here's the other thing. Back when basically I had a lot more free time. before before I was with my funny demon company. I was like, I had a lot of time, like 24/7 at that much time. So I was trying to experiment with my sleep, and instead of sleeping like at 2 a.m., like, cause not much has changed between when I wasn't working with the company and when I have, so I'd still be sleeping at 2 to 3. When I did go to sleep, I was trying to do that one method where you sleep for like 30 minutes and then you're awake for like 4 hours, and you sleep for 30 minutes and you're awake for 4 hours. I wanted to try that, and it was interesting, you know. I don't think you could do it normally with an actual like schedule, unless you were doing something that would allow you to like get your sleep, your nap, your power nap for half an hour every single day. And I know a lot of people like do that in the more crazier side of like business. Like I think some tech companies will have up employees that do that. But I tried that and I was like, wow, this is cool. Now I can like stay up. I don't have to sleep half an hour and I can just do whatever I want. So I did that for a week, and I was like, fine, you know, I was like, it was cool. But back when I had to do some obligations basically that required me to like stay up past the time when I had to do a power nap, I was like, okay, I'll just go to sleep, or I'll stay up and I'll move my power nap to the next like designated power nap. So I did that, and then the next day I was exhausted. I had to sleep. Like there was no way I could like work on that schedule anymore. I had to pass out. And when I did that, like I was exhausted. I was exhausted the entire week, even when I was taking so much sleep, because your body gets so used to that type of sleep cycle that it's like when you change it, it just screams at you. It's like, what the heck are you doing? Why are you doing this? So I can't imagine like someone who could do that like non-stop unless they knew their schedule like back and forth for like the next like half a year or something like that, because it killed me inside. Yeah, night owls are cool anyways, you know. We get to hang out. We get to not we get to not see the sun. We get to hang out with other night owls. We get to not shop at places that should be open. We get to not sleep. We get to sleep when we see the sun rising, you know. That's the benefit of sleeping late, I guess. Yeah, the sun hurts, you know. The sun like burns if you look at the sun for too long. See, people were not meant to hang out in the sun, because look, when you look at the sun, what happens? You burn your eyes, you go blind. But when you look at the moon, when you look at the stars, nothing happens, right? So obviously people were not meant to hang out in the daytime. People were meant to hang out at the nighttime. Yeah, bank hours, I literally cannot go to the bank during the weekdays. It's impossible for me. Between the time when I get home from work, then I do all my stuff, and then I'll either stream or do stuff to prepare for my streams. I will like go to sleep at like 2 or 3, and then I wake up at like 9 or 10. And then around then, I still have to get ready for like the workday again, and you know, prepare for the entire day. And by the time I'm ready to leave, I have to like I can't shop anymore. I can't do any of my errands. So it's just it's impossible. I don't know. Sun hurts. Sun sucks. I do take my vitamin D actually. I do take my multivites, my gummy vites. Oh, yeah, just, you know, all you gotta do. Never mind, I was wrong. What you do is that you stare at the sun and you gain your sustenance that way. Like those people. I remember there's an article about them where like people would like stare at the sun to get nutrients. That was like some type of weird pseudoscience, right? And their idea was that they'd be absorbing like the vitamin D and the solar power from the air to like sustain themselves. And I have no idea if they were just like being ironic, or if they were just trying to like get into the news or something like that, because I'm pretty sure they'd be dead after like 7 days without food or water. I don't know, it's weird. People are weird. I think, but I will try to like get better sleeping habits, maybe establish a routine at some point. Because if it hasn't, I'm not really trying to show it, but I am like super tired. I'm not tired in the sense of like sleepy, but I'm like, my stamina is drained right now. I've been like, what's the word? I've been sleeping at like 3 a.m. and I wake up at like 10 or 11, right? And yeah, it's 8 hours of sleep, but with my diet, which hasn't been like the greatest right now, because I just grab food while I'm on my way to work. Whether that's good food or bad food, it's mostly just like, I don't know, quick food. So it'll be like a sandwich, or it'll be like a sub, or something that I can eat in the car on my way to work, so it can't be like anything sit down. So I've been trying to like establish a routine, basically, you know, sleep maybe a bit earlier so I can wake up on time more in the morning, and establish a proper like breakfast and drink more water, sleep in a good position, don't take naps all the time. Right, that reminds me, if you guys don't know, try to avoid taking naps, because naps are actually not that good for you. I mean, they're good if you're tired, but don't try not to take them too often. Your body will get used to taking naps, and then you'll feel exhausted to the point where if you try to stay awake at a point in the day where you'd be normally napping, you'll feel super tired, because the sleep cycle, your REM cycle for your sleep, is going to be really dependent on your routine. I literally just took a nap like 3 or 4 hours ago, and I'm drinking milk tea right now, so I'm screwed over. Future me is probably gonna look back at this stream and say, what the fuck, dude? What are you doing? Go to sleep, drink water. Like, what's wrong with you? Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, you can manage to sleep with like a nap. It's gonna be difficult. You're still gonna like wake up in the middle of the night, or you'll wake up a lot earlier and then you won't know what to do. But you know, it's good to have a rhythm. Like, people were meant to have routine and rhythm. We'll kill that water bottle. But yeah, when people, yeah, late water hits different for sure, for real. Make sure it's cold too. Ice cold water in the middle of the night, like, it is literally better than anything you can drink at that point. It's better than milk tea. God, I hope this milk tea actually doesn't make me stay up like after this, because the last time I had late night milk tea, I stayed up until like 5 a.m. and that was a hard day. That was a very difficult day. Oh my god. Why did I do this? Why did I actually get milk tea? I was just passing by. I was like getting pizza. I said, wow, some milk tea would be pretty good with this. So I got it. Milk tea is... Maybe I should just get like the caffeine though. The non-caffeinated milk tea. So for my area at least, on the weekends, the milk tea places will be open late for the college kids and the late night night owls. On the like weekdays, they're not usually open. So, oh my god, sorry. The milk tea is a bit unruly right now, because I think my body's already like yelling at me for the fact that it knows that I'm gonna be staying up for a while. But yeah, the late night milk tea place is like super carried by what Dolphin said, the international students, the college kids. And if you go there like at 11 or 12, which is like around the time that they're closing up, you'll still see people, like a ton of people at those shops, like just talking and killing time, because they just go there after classes or after work to hang out. But on the weekdays, they normally aren't open, so I have to just cope. Which is good, I guess, you know. I'm pretty sure if there was milk tea available near me, near my like area, for both work and for like my house, I would probably get it nonstop, and I'd probably be dead like the next couple of years because I'd just be getting it nonstop every day. Yeah, I've actually considered brewing normal tea, like chamomile tea. I know is really good for sleeping. Earl Grey tea is also really good. Whenever I get milk tea, I sometimes ask for Earl Grey tea because it just is classic. It's traditional. It's a nice tea flavor. But I normally don't because, first of all, I'm lazy. Second of all, I don't know how to like brew my tea properly, so it comes out really weird. And the only ones I ever get are like matcha or Earl Grey, so it's, I don't know. I could branch out, try something else. Five tea. Wait, is that real? Can you actually do that? Is it really expensive to brew tea? Like, what's the expensive part? The tea bags, or the like the entire process? Like, you know, buying all the stuff needed to brew tea. Tea is a letter who's Earl. Yeah, Earl of Grey. Never heard of him? You know, the famous dude, the Earl of Grey tea. I actually do want to try that though. Putting 5 different tea bags in one mug? That sounds awful. We should try that. I'll do that next time. Okay, next time I go to a like grocery store or a superstore or anything like that, I'll buy like 5 different or 6 different types of tea and I'll brew it all at once. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like get poisoned myself or something like that. Or I'll get super caffeinated or something. Or it's gonna taste super bad. Who knows? Or maybe this is like the way that you find the ultimate flavor of tea, because it tastes like everything. So somewhere in there might be something good that you like, so you'll trick your brain into thinking that's good. Who knows? Yeah, well, look, you just have to try it out. You have to branch out. You won't know until you try it, okay? Like Pilk. Oh, you know what? We should try that. I'm gonna write down so much weird food in here. Okay, hold on. Mixing milk, tea bags, and Pilk. We will try Pilk. I'm not joking. At some point when I stream, we're gonna try a live like Pilk. We're gonna try Pilk. Sorry, this is like in the cards. We're gonna have to do it. I will, if it's good, I'll even commission like a Pilk emote. Sorry, but it's just how it has to be, you know? You guys keep saying no, but I don't think you've ever actually tried Pilk yourself, so, you know, don't knock until you try it. You can't bash on something that you haven't tried before, okay? Actually, what is the weirdest thing that you guys have tried? Because, wait, what? The Pilk curdles? Wait, really? You're joking, right? You're joking, right? Pilk curdles? But it's just soda and milk. It can't be that bad. Look, okay, you know what? Regardless of what happens, we're still gonna try it. Ice cream and soda is good. Yeah, it's like, you know, the ice cream float. Look, if you can try ice cream floats, Pilk is basically the same thing. It's liquid ice cream along with like Pepsi. Look, people can drink like root beer floats, right? They'll put ice cream on top of the root beer and then the ice cream melts, and at that point it's just milk. So why can't people try milk and Pepsi and try it? It's the same thing. It's gonna be a slightly different flavor, but it's literally the same thing. Yeah, see, this guy right here, he's living life to the fullest. It might have been weird, it might have, like, you know, tasted weird, it might have melted his stomach, but it's fine because now he knows how it tastes, and that's the most important part of life, you know, trying new things. If you live life without trying new things, then you're just gonna be stuck in a rut forever. You want to branch out, you want to like explore, you want to be adventurous, and whether that means like, you know, actually traveling to some place different or just trying something they haven't tried before, you just you gotta let your inhibitions take hold. Or you can't let your inhibitions take hold. You have to be true to yourself. Ice cream is milk. Ice cream is literally milk, flavored milk. You're just taking away the flavor part and you're putting in Pepsi. See, this guy right here, this guy in chat, Frake, Sage, he is probably the most adventurous person right now in chat. You guys need to take note. Whether that means that you try something new, whether you try Pilk, or whether you let ants bite you to find out if you'll like be immune to poison. Flamin' hot frosted flakes. You know what? We're writing that down right now. Flamin' hot frosted flakes. So we're gonna combine frosted flakes and hot Cheetos, and then we'll put that into a bowl of cereal. Whether that's gonna have milk or not is up in the air. Because if you try milk, or if you drink that with milk, then it just reduces the spicy, which I think is the whole point of that dish. Milk and Dorito. Yeah, we'll go on Doritos. Not that crazy. I mean, people eat Doritos and then they wash it down with milk. That's not that crazy. Unless you mean like, I don't know, putting Doritos inside milk, but it's just cheesy milk at that point. So, soggy Dorito. Do you drink milk past expiration? No, okay. There's being adventurous, and then there's drinking spoiled milk. Don't drink spoiled milk, okay? I've a couple of weeks ago, I actually did have milk, right? And it looked fine, and then like I poured it into like some cereal, and I thought like, wow, this milk or this cereal tastes kind of weird. I wonder why it tastes so weird, because it was just like a bowl of like Cheerios. I was like, what's with this? It tastes off to me. It didn't taste very off, but it tasted off. So then I opened up the milk again, and it was liquidy, right? It didn't like look bad, but yeah, I smelled it, and it was a bad experience. So make sure you check your milk all the time. Crush up Doritos to be like nacho cheese frosted flakes. Crushing up the Cheetos? Oh, Doritos? Isn't that, at that point, it's just, I don't know, it's just cheese powder then, isn't it? Because it smelled bad, yeah? I mean, when the milk starts smelling bad, that's how you know that you should probably not consume it. Don't consume the smelly milk. Like all things in life, if it smells, it's probably not good. Which is why I will also remind chat, once again, to go please shower. Because if you smell, you're gonna be like milk. No one will like you, no one's gonna want to hang around you, and you're just gonna be stinky. And you're gonna smell like cheese. Store the crushed flakes next to the salt and pepper. Hey, you know what? It could be the next condiment. It could be the next big thing. Who knows? Cheese usually smells bad, yeah. Cheese is like one of those weird things where, for some reason, it can smell repugnant, but some people like that, or they know that like even though it smells bad, it tastes okay-ish. Yeah, but cheesecake isn't like, you know, expired past its date, you know? Like, you can eat cheesecake and yeah, it technically is like milk, but that's processed properly. You can't have milk processed into cheese on its own. That's not how it works. I mean, it will eventually, but it's not going to be healthy for you, and it's not going to be, you know, like, it's not going to be as good as like normal cheese. Wait, that's a thing? Cheesecake? Hashtag cheesecake? Would that be... Man, that would suck. Imagine that. Imagine you're just trying to look up tags on Twitter for cheesecake, and the first thing you see is like a mouse or a cheese VTuber's big dumpy in the like facing straight at you when you were just trying to look for some good cheesecake. Imagine the shock. Or maybe they like it. Who knows? I won't judge. Yeah, based. I don't know, people who have like general tags on Twitter, like ones that aren't unique, are kind of like opening themselves up for having that tag hijacked. because I know for some art tags that people use, sometimes it was already taken, but it hasn't been used in a while, so they'll think, oh, you know, I'll just use it. But then it gets active again, and then like the normie Twitter takes over, and then it's kind of gone forever, or they can't use it anymore, and they have to switch to art tags, which sucks. You know, you want to keep an art tag that you can use for a while. I think there was like another streamer, I forgot her name, that I think it was Jester. She had an art tag called Just Art, right? And she was using it for a while, but I think someone from Hollow Stars, I think, took over that art tag, Just Art, on accident. It was on accident, for sure. It wasn't like, you know, because he just wanted to use it and didn't really care. It was an accident. He took over that art tag, and everyone was posting his art there for a while, but she was like, oh shit, damn, that sucks. I really wanted to use that art tag, but you know, when someone bigger uses it, I can't really do anything about that. So her viewers and a lot of people on Twitter like brought it up to the VTuber. I'm not sure if it was like the VTuber himself or if it was like HoloLive, but he found out and he was like, oh, it's no big deal. You know, I'll just change my art tag itself because someone else was on it. Yeah. The tags with the hashtag on it, that's the tag we're talking about. So she managed to get her art tag back, which is nice. It's a good ending. It's a happy ending. But some other people aren't so lucky. Like, I think there was another dude who wanted to... Oh no, you know what? It was another HoloLive person. I think it was Chloe. Yeah, I think it was Chloe. She wanted to use her art tag as Orca art, which would be spelled like hashtag ORCART, orc art, right? But unluckily for her, orc art was already taken by big beefy orcs, you know, like the fantasy creature. And I guess people didn't realize that because when they were looking up her art tag, they just get a big face of you know, orcs, beefy muscly orcs. So she had to change it because of that. So it's always important to have like a unique art tag because yeah, people can search it up like normally and they'll say like, oh cool, this, I was looking up cheesecake, but instead I got, you know, I got a VTuber's butt in my face. But you know, not everyone's gonna be as perceptive as that, like looking for that, and they'll be kind of like, you know, upset. So you want something that's, you know, personalized, tailored to you, you know. Muscle mommy orc. Hey, if it's unique and it works, then it works, you know. No one else can hijack it. No one else can accidentally use it. Are they sus? Because I follow some Japanese artists on Twitter, and they're not. I mean, I can't read Japanese, so I can't really, you know, read what they say without DeepL or Google Translate. But I've seen some like tags, and they look straight out of like the crazy light novel titles that you'd see online, where it's like I don't know, I can't even describe it. One was like a 20 character like art tag that people were using, where it was like, oh, I'm gonna post my reference even though I've already debuted and I want people to look at it and rate it or comment on it. And that was like the entire thing. Like that was the entire art tag that people were using. It wasn't just like a normal art tag, it was like long, like hella long. But I don't know, I don't think it's hard to look up like Japanese art or Japanese hashtags in general because, you know, they don't trend as often, or if they do trend, you don't really know what's happening with them. They won't really be as apparent or as obvious as like the English ones. Obviously, I only ever get the English ones, and I don't like using Twitter because of it, because I just want to, okay, if you don't keep up with my Twitter, I mean, I don't know why you would, like, seriously. Hashtag Barrel Beru or at Barrel Beru, you know, follow me on Twitter for whatever reason. But I don't know It's just if you go onto the For You tag or the For You tab, it'll be like your normal one, right? But with the recent changes to Twitter, it's just like not. It's getting more and more annoying to use, honestly. I just want to look up like cool art, keep up with other like VTubers, and see some like occasionally funny memes. But if you go into the following tag or the following tab on Twitter, all it ever is just like paid for Twitter Blue or sponsored accounts or viral memes of like stuff that I don't even care about, that's not even remotely close to my interests, or like hot takes. It's like, I don't know, I don't like it as much. It used to be cool, but not anymore. I only ever use my following or For You tags at this point. Hey, you know, demonic and evil isn't necessarily bad, you know? Just keep that in mind. I would like to remind you that I am also demonic and evil, but I shower, so you know, it's fine. There are some demons that don't shower, and they're stinky, and that's not fine. Speaking of demons, I'm thinking about trying more horror games at some point. I saw one game called like Demonologist or Demonology that looked like a Phasmophobia like, and there's been a lot of those recently, but this one's actually gotten really good reviews. The only problem is that it looks very multiplayer focused. I mean, yeah, it's 1 to 4 players, but I think it's meant to be played with 4 players because it's like one of those co-op games where it's way better with people to do multiple objectives. I wanted to try that, but I have yet to have an actual collab, so you know, that's a bit far in the distance for me at some point. Do I browse Twitter in public? Sometimes. Because of the people that I follow, sometimes they'll tweet or retweet some sussy stuff. So I have to be very careful about what I what I view on Twitter, because if there's anything that's, you know, a bit sus, you know, that's not good. It's not good in the workplace. Like, there's a person at work, my co-worker that just recently joined my shift, and he is a massive weeb. Like, I'm very closeted when it comes to showing my power level, but my coworker, he is very, very powerful. His power level is through the roof. He's not afraid to show it. He comes into work every day with a crony jacket, and his car is wrapped. It has an anime wrap on it. It's an Itasha, and it has like it's not explicit or anything like that. I think it's like a Red Saber Nero from Fate. But yeah, it's like completely plastered on the side of his car. He's completely fearless. He always talks about like how much he wants to watch Crony after work, after he gets home from work every day, even if it's just a VOD. He's a big like Hololive fan. He talks about like VTubers at work all the time, even though like most people don't really know what he's talking about. I do know what he's talking about, and I sometimes like humor him, but I'm not like as open with him about it because, you know, everyone at my work is a big normie. I don't want the anime decal, okay? There's actually so many people that I work with that are like actual weebs. It's actually insane. Like, whenever I pull into work, I think like every 10th car will have an anime sticker on it. And a lot of people there like watch Attack on Titan and other like famous I don't even have to be the change, okay? My coworker is probably the change that's like happening right now because of him. A lot of more people in my shift have been talking about like anime recently, whether it's because like he's been open about it or because he just brings these topics up with them. But yeah, they talk about like Attack on Titan, they talk about like currently airing anime, and that's like cool. It's like fine, I guess. I don't think he watches VTubers like at work, obviously, because, you know, you can't do that like while you're working. But who's my VTuber? Oshi? Mm, it's kind of difficult because I have like two different Oshis, I guess. Oshi, uh, well, if for people who don't like really know, the Oshi is basically like your favorite VTuber, putting it lightly, or like minimizing like the definition of that. It's like your number one VTuber, basically, who you look up to. And I think for Japanese VTubers, I would probably say I would probably say Sana Natori. And if you haven't seen her, she's one of like the really old VTubers that's been doing it since like 2017, 2018. Let me look it up. So she started VTubing back in 2018, which is like 5 years ago. And that was around the time when like VTubing was taking off. Let me add this real quick. I hope this works. I want to show up a picture of her. She's really cool. Like, she's been an indie VTuber for the longest time. I think she said that like she enjoys indie VTubing and she hasn't really considered joining like a corpo or anything like that. But I just like her content. She's really funny. She's really like true to her own streams, and she has lore. She's got like the craziest lore. I don't want to go too big into it because like you gotta like see it for yourself, but it's actually pretty insane. Let me add it so you guys can see. Hopefully it works. And there you go. Sana Natori. Kind of low res, but it shows the picture. It gets it done. Yeah, she's got a really cute design and everything. It's very girly, very nurse-esque. I think she actually has a newer design recently, but I can't find it. She had an old one too. She completely rigged it herself. So that's her. That's her. Now, as far as like English, let me think about that for a second. Yeah, you if you kept up with like old VTubers, she was like one of the older ones that streamed alongside like Kizuna Ai and Kaguya Luna, and back when it wasn't as mainstream, well, as popular as it was right now. Back when VTubing was still more of like the pre-recorded types of videos with either low or lower quality live 2D or 3D mocap. And she was one of the ones that like got me interested in VTubing to begin with. Now, as far as English VTubers go, I would probably say let me think. I would say probably Rosemi is really cool because I like her content. I like her personality, and she's really just entertaining in general. If you've never seen Rosemi, check her out too. She's an English VTuber, obviously. She'll be more easily she'll be more easily consumable as far as content wise. A flesh Oshi? I'm not sure if this will count, but when I was still in Demon School, growing up, I did watch a lot of Markiplier. And I think Markiplier was one of the big reasons why I started getting into horror to begin with. He did like introduce me to a lot of like old games that I do want to play at some point, but I would say probably Markiplier is one of the more entertaining like flesh Oshi, I guess if you could call it. And Germ is cool too. I like Germa's streams. I haven't been keeping up with them recently. I don't really watch that many like flesh streamers as much anymore, but I still watch them every once in a while, and they're pretty entertaining. I don't doubt Markiplier watches VTubers if he doesn't like show it or admit it online, but it's it's everyone probably watches it at some point. Unus Anus? Oh right. Yeah, I remember that. What is 5019 in French to Google Translate? 5019 in French. Oh my god. I don't think I can't pronounce that. Look, I can't pronounce that because I can't read French. I don't even know the start for that. Sinku. I can't no, I can't. My brain is literally melting right now. I can't pronounce it. Sink de du neuf. No. Sink on. Sunk. Oh my god. So Sinkan enough. I can't believe I fell for that. I always get other people with that, but I fell for that. Sinkan enough. All right, you know what? I respect it. I appreciate it. Thank you. I got. So I think I did watch a bit of the Markiplier thing. Markiplier like Unus Anus thing, but was that even I don't think it was Unus Anus, it was something like that. The thing where he would stream for like a year and then he deleted it all, but apart from that, I really haven't been watching or keeping up with his content because my tastes for entertainment have changed over the years as far as, you know, it goes. This is why I speak in English, okay? Because I can barely like speak English as it is. If I try to attempt another language, it will just turn into like gibberish. The French. Maybe I'll have like a French Duolingo stream or a Japanese Duolingo stream at some point. I don't know. I do wanna learn a new language at some, like, because just knowing a single language is, it kind of sucks, putting it lightly. I want to expand, I want to branch out. And talking to other people who only know like one language too. Well, I mean, you can't do it, obviously. So you want to like communicate with them so you can like hang out with them. So I think I would probably like to learn Japanese, but that's like such a that's such a VTuber thing to say, not gonna lie. So I don't want to like, I'm not gonna say I will commit to that, because everyone says that they want to learn it, and then, you know, because it's the hot thing. But I will at least attempt to make an effort to do that. If not on stream, then off stream, because there's a lot of people I would like to collab with, as far as speaking Japanese, but I haven't even held my own like collab yet, so who knows? It's in the cards. I think I was mentioning before that I will plan on playing more like scary games down the line in the future, but it's probably going to be for now some walking sims, or maybe some action horror games, not too puzzle based. And if you haven't been keeping up with what I usually stream, it's that I usually stream, if it's horror based, it'll probably be either like a walking sim or an RPG Maker game. And the simple fact of the matter is that I suck at games. I'm not the best gamer. My skill level is very, very, very low. And I mentioned it before, I hate horror games, but I love horror games. The running sim. Yeah, it's like, I like games that have good stories, basically. And I will play a game that has really good story, even if the gameplay itself is kind of mid. Especially when it comes to like RPG Maker type games, because RPG Maker games usually have crazy good stories. But yeah, one of the reasons why I play those games is that I'm not very skilled. So I don't play like, this doesn't even apply to like horror games, but like in general, like I probably won't be playing like Valorant or Apex or like I don't know, Rainbow Six Siege or any of those types of games anytime soon. I have played them before in the past, but I played most of those like on. I think I played Overwatch and Rainbow Six on console, and I played Call of Duty on console. But when I tried playing on PC, even with like a decent PC like mine, where I can play on like high graphics and everything, that still won't compensate for the fact that I just really have a skill issue. I'm so bad when it comes to those types of games, especially like precise aiming types of games, like FPS games. Maybe if I do get better down in the future with practicing with those types of games, I will try them out. But for now, it's probably not gonna be in the cards. Also, thanks for the sub, Cyberfox. Appreciate it. You can look forward to hopefully when the emotes finally get approved, or the single emote gets approved, and then we'll probably have more emotes approved down the line. Yeah, I'm not gamer enough for FPS. I can get FPS, but when it comes to FPS games itself, I'm just skill issued. And thanks for the follow too. Appreciate it. Thanks for subbing first and then following. I'm glad that you like me so much that you decided to follow me with your wallet first before following me for the content. There's a lot of cool walking sims on Steam. I probably will check them out. I'll probably include like the really shitty ones too, because I just have after watching like games from like Markiplier, like I know that he played a lot of like good games and he also played a lot of bad games, and it's fine if the game is bad. The game itself will not always be like the greatest, but you know, then you can just have fun with it at that point because you know it's not taking itself too seriously, or you don't have to take it too seriously, and you can also give like, what's it called, your opinion on it, your unfiltered opinion on the game, so that hopefully like if the like developer decides to like watch your gameplay for whatever reason, then you know they can also take that as like constructive criticism to improve. And this doesn't apply to just like bad games, but good games too, you know, because playing games in general, like streaming them, is one way for developers to like get their game out there and know that like what they can improve on in the game in the future. I'm not joking, I actually did buy a couple of shuffleboard games during the spring sale. I will probably check them out. I have to make a couple of like thumbnails for them, because I mentioned before I do make custom thumbnails for like everything. I have not had a Five Nights at Freddy's phase, but I will definitely play Five Nights at Freddy's, and we will go deep into the lore of the series. And if it's decent enough, I'll even look into playing like the spin-off games, or playing the we'll do a watch along with the analog horror like tapes and everything. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to mention. So apart from horror games, another thing that I've been really into lately is like analog horror on YouTube. So whenever I like I'm really bored at work, or like I'm bored in general and I have downtime, I'll just be looking up like analog horror. And I really want to do like a watch along with like analog horror, or like horror streams, or YouTube like horror in general, just to like explore all of that. It's gonna be a bit hard because I've consumed so much like YouTube horror stuff. Like I did watch the Mandela catalog, but I wouldn't mind watching it again on stream. I don't know if you guys would be down for that, because it won't be like a first time reaction to it, but I can go like nerding out on it because I've watched so many iceberg videos. Unironically, I've watched so many iceberg videos, and I watch people like analyze analog horror. Because the thing I do when I finish watching analog horror is that I also like go into people who have like I watch people who do an analysis video on those types of like videos, so that I can also help better understand what I'm watching. But I think I'd like to host like a watch along stream in general, not just for like analog horror. Maybe I'll do like a watch along movie night, or like something like that, where it's like viewer submitted, both for like analog horror and YouTube horror in general, sometime soon. Maybe this week actually. I don't think I have anything planned for this, for this week. I do have some games I want to play. I've got a huge backlog. I hope my other mod isn't here. I hope Wiza is not in here because I know for a fact if he was, he would probably he'd probably pull up all the games I said I'd play, and it's such a long list right now. And with the amount of like games I just mentioned just now, I'm pretty sure it would have doubled. But you know, we'll probably try. We'll watch, or we'll get to them eventually. Shitty movie night. So there's two ways I could do that. One way is doing the watch party on Twitch, but I would what's it called? I would have to, I guess, announce it and on Twitter. I mean, it should be fine, I guess. I also have to like, what's it called? Well, I guess there's nothing wrong with that. I could do a watch along on Twitter. I could also do like another. If I do get a Discord set up, I could do like a watch along on there on Discord with everyone, but I don't know, we'll see. I think with watch alongs on Twitch, like you can watch all of that, like the entire Amazon Prime library, right? If anything that's not on Amazon Prime, I don't think you'd be allowed to watch, but everything else probably should be fair game. The other reason I wanted to watch it on YouTube is because I think you can watch most YouTube content fine without getting, well, I mean, you would get copyright claimed, but you know, then you just like, I don't know, there's workarounds for that. As long as you're adding your type of spin to it, your own content to it, should be fine. There's a Mandela magazine? Oh my god. I never heard about that. That's the Senior Pello? That's the guy who did the he was from Newgrounds, right? And he also did he did like a cameo appearance with the what's it called? With Friday Night Funkin'. Oh right. You know what? I'm gonna add that too, Friday Night Funkin'. But no, I mean everyone's played that. I mean you can play the mods too, but isn't the game like having a release soon? There's so many games that are like having releases soon that I kind of want to play the full game for, not just like the demo. He animated it. All right, you know what? We'll add that to the watch along list at some point. Actually, no. You guys should also write that down, because when we do the watch along and we start taking like viewer submissions for that, I will definitely add that, or I will add like a list, a watch along list, so that we can get through everything. Because I love like watching new like YouTube horrors I've never seen before, because I'm so like jaded by like all the weird, dumb, not dumb, I don't want to say dumb, but like the uninspired like horror stuff I see on YouTube all the time is not the best, putting it lightly. Will it be horror? I mean, we could also have like a watch along night where like it's not horror related, so that people who are like tuning in won't like get jump scared and like have a heart attack or anything like that. But yeah, maybe I'll do like a horror night, and then I'll have like a general watch along night, something like that. We'll see. I'd like to do that sometime, because I do want to watch like some stuff from other people that I normally haven't seen before, you know? Like I love that type of stuff. Like when people show me like content or videos that I've never seen, it's I don't know, I just love it. No, all along, I always was. If you haven't seen my About Me, I mentioned that I want to stream horror games and RPGs. I haven't done much on any like RPGs that much lately, because I've only been streaming like shorter like games, I guess, visual novels and surreal like horror and horror games. I've been mostly focused on like surreal horrors in general. VTuber Markiplier. Sure, I'll take that title. I won't deny that. I love horror games, even though I hate being scared. And one of the ways that I find games in general is by looking on itch.io and finding games. I have not played One Shot. That is also on my to play list. I know like the general premise of the game and how it works, but I actually haven't seen like actual gameplay of it, or how it goes, or how it ends. So I haven't been spoiled about it, apart from like the main premise of the game. so I'll probably play that at some point. And I mentioned that I will also play like Undertale and other games like that. Oh wait, there's why. Okay, yeah, there it is. All the planned games. Good thing he wasn't here earlier, because if he heard about that, that list would be twice the size. It would literally take up the entire chat. So just don't look at the VOD, you know. Yeah, it is way more than that. That's only like the games that I announced like on stream when Y was here. Yeah, so many games. I'd like to, for this week, I will probably try to stream. Okay, I will try to commit to streaming apart from the watch-alongs on YouTube. If I get around to doing that, I'll do like another RPG horror game, and then I'll try playing Cry of Fear. Cry of Fear is one of the games I really wanted to like stream before, and I will admit that I have played it like a long time ago, but that was back when like 2013, 2014, and it's been a long time, so I don't remember that much about it. But I know that's a really cool game, and everyone always recommends the game, even if like it's already played before, because the story for that game is really good. So yeah, just add Cry of Fear to the top of that list. We are definitely going to get around to playing Cry of Fear this week for sure. And I don't think I'm gonna beat it all in one stream, obviously, but I at least want to get it started. I will get it started, and then if we continue it, whether like this week or next week, whenever I've got the time, it'll that's how it's gonna be. Oh, thanks for the follow, Frake. I'm totally butchering your name, Frixage. There's the RPG Maker game that I will play is called Purgatory, and maybe I will play the sequel too. And if you haven't heard about it, that's good. It's always good to go into games blind. I hate like I hate that I can't really like put it on like a schedule, because I don't have like a dedicated schedule, like I mentioned before. Because I'm very for various reasons, it's really hard for me to commit to a schedule for one reason or another. So I'll usually announce a stream either a day or two in advance, or even like an hour in advance, like I did just now. Sorry. But if you would like to catch my streams, you know, I will always announce them on Twitter at least a bit prior to when I stream. So even though I don't have a schedule here or on Twitter, you know, if you follow me, you can catch my notifications, and you can catch me whenever I do that. Other games that I've been playing recently, that I haven't really been streaming for one reason or another, is roguelikes. This other roguelike that I've been playing called Z Zone, I think it was. It was really cool. It reminded me of Cataclysm. But one of the reasons why I don't usually stream that many roguelikes is Freaksage. Okay, I think I got it that time. Freaksage. Alright, cool. Like, roguelikes are very, what's the word? They're cool and they're very niche, but I know that like they're very hard to keep track of, especially for someone who's not like big into the roguelike genre. It's really hard to keep up and follow what's going on. I mean, yeah, you can follow to the point where like the streamer will like explain what's happening, and everything's very meticulous, you know. Like for a traditional roguelike, it's very you strategize what you're gonna do with every single turn that happens in the game. But you know, it can only be entertaining without graphics for so long, and I don't know if you guys would be interested in watching me like play those types of games. I mean, Elona, I just stream Elona. That is my comfort game. Sorry. If you ever see me playing Elona, it's because I literally just enjoy playing Elona, and I love showing it to people because of how open-ended it is. But for other roguelike games, like, I don't know if I want to subject you guys to like streaming all that. So maybe I'll do like a poll on Twitter sometime this week to see if like people care about streaming roguelikes, or if they want to see like more horror type RPG story based, maybe even some action games. One Shot Cry feature. I have so many games that I mentioned, but I barely remember, so I don't know. We'll get around to it eventually. That list will be my bane because I know it's gonna keep. We're gonna get rid of one game on that list, and then we're gonna add like 10 more, and it's gonna keep on doing that. So I don't know if we should keep it like. I don't know if we should keep it like a command, or if we should just add a paste bin to show what games we'll be playing. We'll get around to it eventually. That's not even including the games I can't find on like itch.io, like the retro games. Like I think I really want to play Diablo at some point. Diablo, like the original Diablo, or like Diablo 2 single player. 3 random games. There's some games that I do want to play that are very like small in terms of game time, but I still want to get around to them. Maybe I'll do like a stream where I play like a couple of indie games back to back, so that it won't just be like the game itself. Yeah, I'd like to try out Diablo 2. For sure. I love like looter shooter games, my childhood games. Yeah, I'll definitely play Diablo 1. Diablo 2, we'll see. But my childhood games, I'm trying to think. I played a lot of games on Game Boy Advance. Like I played Pokemon, obviously. I think there was a game called Dokapon. I played Mystery Dungeon. Oh, you know what? I think maybe we'll play Mystery Dungeon at some point. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon? God. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. And I think there's also like a Mystery Dungeon game on Steam, but it's not Pokemon related. But we'll also check that one out, because I think that was like the classic Mystery Dungeon. GPA, yeah. Actual boomer console. Good thing I didn't mention Game Boy Color. Game Boy Color is just gone. What else? Super Mario 64. Oh, you know what? Yeah, we could also play Mario 64. Mario 64 is cool. I played Jet Force Gemini, Smash Brothers. Oh, GoldenEye? Oh, you know what? GoldenEye would be pretty cool. I mean, it's like FPS games, but GoldenEye was meant to be played by like a very casual crowd because it's on Nintendo. And yes, I'm saying that Nintendo is a casual console. Sorry, Nintendo fans. But yeah, Game Boy, 007, I'd like to play that too. Sonic, I did consider Sonic, but even when it comes to like retro games, I'm not the greatest at platformers. Could try it though. I might try a single platformer, an old platformer, and see how it goes. God, don't remind me. I'm like really scared for the day that my Game Boy Advance, I still have my old Game Boy Advance, but I'm really scared for the day that it like dies out, because when it dies out, I'll know for a fact that I'm turning into a boomer. Ooh, really? It's made by the Hitman devs? I never played Hitman before. I'd like to, God, look at that. I'd like to also try that game out. But I want to try that. They made a lot of remakes for 007, and it's okay. The games were okay, I guess. But I don't know, the classic 007 GoldenEye is just like gonna be a nostalgic favorite for me. Oh, you know what? I've heard a lot of like music that I used to listen to as a kid in the grocery store, so that made me feel a bit old. That I physically aged. I think I felt like a wrinkle forming on the top of my head when I heard that. But you know, grocery stores are just usually a playlist of like someone playing it on the speaker instead of just being like, you know, a dedicated supermarket list. Playlist review. I do follow. I never really posted a playlist of like my favorite songs. I was thinking about doing that in like whenever I decided to maybe re-debut again, but yeah, I do follow some of my favorite music artists on Twitter, but I don't really have. Maybe I'll like release a list on YouTube or Twitter of like my favorite artists and a playlist of their songs. Wait, the music was illegal in 007 stopwatch? Wait, really? Does that mean it wasn't licensed? I know back when retro games were still like coming out with like all their songs and everything, that was like a legal nightmare, copyright nightmare, especially for using like characters or songs for people's likeness. Oh, it was good. Okay, I thought you meant like it was illegal, and then like, you know, people would be in trouble if they had to stream that. That would suck. But yeah, no, that music definitely slapped. God, the music, the stopwatch thing. Yeah. The music in 007 in general is like a super nostalgia hit for me. Like in general, I can listen to a playlist of that like all day, and like just get old. Feel the hairs like turning gray on top of my head. But it's when it's good, you know, it's good. Games with good soundtracks in general just are, they hit different, you know. There can be a game that's really good but has a mediocre soundtrack, and that's fine. And there can be a good game or a bad game with a decent soundtrack, and that's fine. But when you have a good game, when you have a good soundtrack too, you know for a fact that like you'll always have like fond memories of that game, both for like listening to the music and playing that game. And for me, that was like 007 for sure. Oh, Kirby too. I'd like to play Kirby. Maybe whether it's the GBA version or the N64 version. Yeah, for sure, some games definitely need a better OST. There'll be some great games that are like just timeless, but they'll just have like the most mediocre soundtracks because it was made as a second thought, which is fine, you know. When you have all the budget or like the effort put into development for the game itself, and the music has to be like secondary, that's fine, you know. Focus on the game itself first. The music can be as good as it wants, but if the game that follows is like okay or mediocre, then people will not want to play that game as bad or as good as a game with like good gameplay but a mediocre soundtrack, if that makes sense. Wild Hearts? That sounds familiar. Isn't that that's a RPG, right? JRPG? Sayonara Wild Hearts. This was wasn't this an old game? Sayonara Wild Hearts. Oh, this is I don't think it's something else. I thought there was like a Western type of JRPG back in the day. I forgot what it was called, but it looked really cool. I wanted to try it out. There's so many retro games I really want to try out in general. Apart from all the games I have played, there's so many games that I want to try that, since I have more access to with like a better PC, that I could like really try out at some point. So maybe I'll like mix it in, like games that are retro that I played before and games that I've never played before that are like untouched, for me at least personally. God, the playlist, the list is so huge at this point, is actually insane. What else? I think the third thing that I have been playing for recently is like COD Zombies, but the marathon stream, whenever I can find time for that, it would have to be obviously during the weekend. There are some games that I can stream for a long time, but the limiting factor is the fact that I just have to go to sleep and wake up the next day to go to work. But I will try to plan something like that, maybe for like a weekend, just to like play nonstop. Like I said, there will be some games I can play nonstop. I mentioned like COD Zombies, but I didn't really stream that as much because I don't know. Are there people that'd be interested in watching COD Zombies? I want to stream like a long retro game, like maybe Diablo 1, or a game that I can stream for like 10 to 12 hours nonstop. That's like one of the reasons why I did want to try Cry of Fear, but we're gonna play that like over the weekday promo, like most likely. Yeah, I'm not. If I play one shot, I will probably not like split it up. I want to try beating it all in one go. Same with Undertale. Maybe I'll try doing like an Undertale stream that's a bit longer, at least like 3 or 4 hours, instead of playing it like bit by bit. Especially if I do like Genocide, because I will definitely need to have a long time to deal with the finale of that at some point. God, I know, right? The mystery box for COD Zombies is actually probably one of the reasons why I got addicted to gacha in the first place. If you haven't seen the new COD Zombies on Cold War, the gameplay is a lot different. It's very reminiscent of old COD Zombies, but it's not as formulaic, I guess you could call it, as that. You don't rely on the mystery box as much, in my opinion. Maybe I'll do a stream where I'll try to do high rounds on COD Zombies in Cold War, because I think back when I played on Black Ops 3, I was really into COD Zombies. Like, I played that right when I got home from like classes every single day, and I'd do long streams a lot. So I think when I was playing in 4-player, you can't pause in 4-player in COD Black Ops 3, so I would probably like play that oh, I missed a hydrate, give me a sec. So the thing with COD Zombies originally, I think you still can't, is that when you're playing multiplayer, you can't pause it. So if you're playing multiplayer with a bunch of people, everyone has to be there, or you have to like pause the game, quote unquote, by holding a zombie so that like that person can do their thing. But when it comes to like playing with 4 people, long rounds, it's actually insane. Like the rounds last like 10-15 minutes. Also, thanks for the follow, Moody Mudavak. Appreciate it. I hope I didn't butcher your name. Yeah. So I think I played for like 8 hours, I think, non-stop when I was playing with people. That was like round 50 or 60, I think. And the only reason that we had to stop is because one of the guys actually had to stream. He had to stream on Twitch for a different game, so we had to call it there. So I think the farthest I ever got for 4-player zombies was like round 65. All right, thanks for the follow, Moody. I appreciate it. Yeah, super long rounds are really fun when you can find people that can play that long. Like, it's hard to find people in a random lobby that are far and few between. But the longest round I ever went wasn't even with like people that I knew. It was literally just with randoms, and we all like just stuck around because we all knew what to do. And when you're in late round zombies, it's all about like having a formula. It's all about knowing where you have to be, where everyone else has to be, and having a backup plan just in case someone goes down. So we all managed to stay on zombies for about 8 hours, give or take, and that was really cool. And the farthest I ever gone solo in COD Zombies was like, I think it was in Black Ops 3 also. It was like the first map. I think it was called Shadows of Evil, and I think I got to around 120 something, and that took around 2 days to play. So the thing with COD Zombies and solo is that you can pause the game. So what I did was that I started the game like in the middle of the afternoon on Monday. I played until like round 80, and then I stopped, and then I just paused it and went to sleep. And then I woke up the next day and I kept on playing, and I think I died on like, what did I say, like around 120. It's been so long, but yeah, that's the farthest I've ever gone, and that took around 2 days back to back. So I don't know, maybe if I ever feel like, you know, torturing myself, maybe I'll do a long like high round zombie game just to see if I can still do it. I'd like to do it someday. I'd like to challenge myself. It'll be like my own my own personal world record, I guess you could call it. I don't know what the world record is for that, but it was so much easier to do it back on Black Ops 3 because everything would just everything would just die with the ammo mods, which they still have in Cold War. Yeah, split screen zombies in general. I played like World at War with my cousin back when World at War first came out. We played that non-stop on split screen. It was really cool. That was one of the ways that I really got into like COD Zombies. Yeah, you can play it to like mid 40s and then you just want to do some other stuff, but if I'm really into the game and I'm on a roll and not doing anything else that day, then I'll be like challenging myself to try to do high rounds. Like anyone who can get to around 40 or 50 in a normal zombie game is already like pretty decent at the game, because you know at that point you know what to do. It's not about running away from zombies or killing them at some point. You know what to do. You know how to like get to like the super high round strategies, and you just keep on doing it. It's all about like not messing up. At that point it's more like a platformer if anything, because everything just dies, and then you wait for everything to respawn, and then you build a train, and then you just repeat. So I don't know, we'll try to, maybe I'll consider holding it that stream for that, because it's been pretty cool. I like COD Zombies on Cold War. I think it's a pretty good change up to the formula. No, I'm not good at FPS. That's like PvE, okay? I can play PvE fine. PvE, FPS is totally fine. But PvP games, I'm so trash at. Like, when I play Rainbow Six Siege, I never got past like... I don't think I ever got past the first rank. And when I played like CSGO, I never got past like Silver 4. So that should tell you all you need to know about my skill in FPS. Unturned? I did play Unturned. I did play that for a bit. I could probably check that out since it's like zombie based, zombie focused. 7 Days I also have played before, because that's usually PvE focused. I never played on the PvP servers. And for Destiny, I did play Destiny. I played that like actually I played that for like a year and a half before I took a break, and then I started streaming. But yeah, I played that for a while, and I still have all my stuff on my old account. But I never really touched the PvP game mode of it. The closest I ever did for that was like, I think it was Gambit. Also, yeah, we'll do a slouching check. I'll remind you guys to also stop slouching in your chairs. Don't ruin your back. Unless you're like on your bed or something like that, or you're like already sitting up straight. But God knows that if you are having a shitty position right now, and when you sleep, it's gonna be even ruined even more. Unturned? I never actually explored Unturned that much. I know it was very like pixely, voxel. I think it was voxel is what you call it, voxel based. But I think I could check it out again if there's anything added, anything new. I didn't know it was a relaxing game. It just felt very it felt like, okay, I'll be honest, it felt like a cheap knockoff of Minecraft in 7 Days, but I'll definitely check it out. That and like, I don't know, voxel based games in general. I played Trove for a while. I played that ate up a lot of my time. I think I played Unturned back when I first got my Steam account, and I think that was like 7 years ago. Back when I was like having absolutely no money and I had no games, so I just played everything free. I think was it out 7 years ago? I forgot. Unturned release date 2014. Yeah. So I played that like 2 years afterwards. So I'm not sure if there wasn't much stuff back then, or I wasn't that interested in it, but you know, I was trying all these like free to play games. I played that, I played Trove, I played No More Room in Hell. Yeah, you know what, I can definitely try it out again. I'd be open to like replaying games on stream just to see if they're pretty decent. For me, I'm like a big sucker when it comes to zombie games. I absolutely love zombie games. Like, if you haven't figured it out yet, like when I mentioned like COD Zombies and Cataclysm and everything like that, Unturned. I I could do a Left 4 Dead. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing a Left 4 Dead 2 stream. Maybe like both for like the normal campaign and maybe like the mods. Zombie GF. Okay, actually, you know what? I was totally mistaken. I do have another Oshi. Her name is Zombiko. She's really cool, and I've been following her ever since she was like a very, I think she was like 3-digit, like 100 subscriber based, but I really liked her. I really liked her design. Zombie like monster girls are super cool. I love them so much. If I see an anime with a zombie monster girl in it, I'll watch it, like, for real. Were there other games that have like zombie like heroines in them or zombie players in them? Okay, look, I love zombie games, but if it's gonna be like, if it's a game that features like a zombie ally or a zombie main protagonist, I'll dig that so much, dude. Like, I just love zombies in general, honestly. Zombies are so like video game centric, but I also like formulas where it just flips it on its head, where you play the zombie again. Have you guys heard of oh, that reminds me, there was a PS2 game, I think it was called Stubbs the Zombie in Rebel Without a Pulse. I played that when it first came out, and I'm pretty sure that was what got me into like big into the zombie genre in general, because I was like oh no, I love that shit. It was so funny to me when you get to play as an actual zombie instead of just killing zombies nonstop. So yeah, I played Stubbs. I think I already played like House of the Dead. I might check out like the other House of the Dead games too, like Overkill, that's on Steam. Maybe Typing of the Dead. Zombie, oh no, zombies in general. I love zombies so much. Dead Rising. Yeah. Dead Rising was a great game. I think Dead Rising sort of like fell off with the games that came out afterwards every like year. Or not every year, but more like every sequel that came after it was sort of like less fun, but I still appreciate it. I'd still play 2, 3, and 4. One definitely has a good like special place in my heart. Medieval, isn't that the one where you play as like a skeleton knight? I think I never got to play that, but I saw that in some gaming magazines. Medieval. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I never got to play this that much, but I really did want to play it, but I didn't have a PS2 or PlayStation back then. I only ever got like a PlayStation or a Sony console when I got the PS2, and at that point, like, I couldn't find any copies for Medieval. There's a remake for this game, 2019? Huh. Resident Evil. So here's the thing with here's the thing with Resident Evil. I love that series. I played the original series back on PlayStation. I didn't own the PlayStation, but my cousin did, so I played it at his house. And that like probably traumatized me because it was like actually so scary. But I haven't played the remakes yet. I haven't played 7 yet. I do want to play 7 at some point, followed by like 2, 3, and 4 on the new engine. I'm not playing it right now because since everyone else is playing right now, I don't want to like it's gonna sound dumb, but I don't want to like delve into that territory until like it's more died down, if that makes sense. Yeah, maybe I'll do like a marathon with like playing the original game series from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then I'll do the remakes, including like the GameCube remake for like the remake for 1, and then 2, 3, and 4. Are you talking about the remakes for 3, or you mean the original game for 3? Because I know that the remake for 3 was kind of like mid, but it's like you know, if you're playing all the games, you have to play all the games, you know. I do want to binge. I do want to binge shows, but I actually haven't been watching that many shows recently. The only show I've watched was like Last of Us? Yeah, I watched The Last of Us. And apart from that, I barely watch anything like, not even any anime. The last anime I watched was Chainsaw Man, I think, on Bochi the Rock. So that goes to show how much I watch anything TV related nowadays. I have not tried the Dead Space remake for the same reason that, what's it called? For the same reason for Resident Evil. But since the hype is dying down, I'd be willing to try it. Same with The Last of Us Part 1, but I heard that has like bug issues. I also heard that, I don't know if Dead Space Remake had some like issues with some bugs, but I'd like to, you know, I'll play a lot of these. I have so many games. I haven't played any AAA games, I think, yet on stream, so I will try it out. I don't know if I should feel like, if I should feel honored or flattered or sad if I'm just like Koveni. I mean, Koveni's pretty cool though. Thanks for the follow, Coco D's Nuts. cool name. I dig it. I appreciate it. Yeah, Hunter x Hunter. Wait, Hunter x Hunter's finished? Wait. What? Hunter x Hunter and My Hero Academia finished? The manga? No. No, I said that I haven't played any AAA games on Steam yet. I don't think I can stream triple X games on Twitch at the very least. Yeah, but I haven't streamed anything like with crazy graphics or AAA games. No, we can't play loot games on stream, guys. Sorry to disappoint you. At least not on Twitch. Oh shit, Hunter x Hunter is finished. That's crazy. I thought it was gonna be one of those like series that just never ends until like the manga decides to, like, you know, commit Minecraft explosion. But that's depressing. Yeah, it went on hiatus so many times that I'm surprised that it actually ended. But that's good. At least fans finally have closure. I hope the ending is good too. I'll probably like try to catch up on that. Oh, caught up with, okay. But I don't know, Cab is saying that Hunter x Hunter is done. There was no closure? Well shit, that sucks. Well, I mean, it's over, so at least they don't have to look up or look forward toward anything else anymore. He's a Mahjong pro? Holy. Well, that's a big direction change. But hey, follow your heart, you know? Maybe he lost his passion for Hunter x Hunter. What's the other game or the other manga series that you mentioned? It was like My Hero. No, My Hero is still going on for sure. That thing is way too popular. You know, at this point, I probably should stop drinking this milk tea. If I drink it anymore at this point, I'm gonna be staying up until like 4 o'clock. I'll just be water from now on. I'll just put this in the fridge. Yeah, washing down a drink with another drink. That's us. Yeah, I'm drinking milk tea right now. It's called Tiger Tea. It's a combination of milk tea and Thai tea. It's probably gonna keep me up for a while, honestly. Oh well. I was gonna stay up until... Look, I don't need milk tea to make me stay up until 4, okay? If I really want to, I'll stay up until 3 or 4 doing like God knows what. Yeah, Thai tea is... It's not full Thai tea, but it's like half Thai tea, half milk tea, so... well, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I normally sleep around 2 or 3, maybe sometimes 4 o'clock, even without any caffeine. It's just that this will probably force me to stay up until then. It's fine. I'll just wash it out with water, you know, flush out all the caffeine in your body with water. I'm not even, honestly, when it comes to milk tea, the milk tea itself is whatever. I actually like just chewing on the tapioca balls. Because then it makes the drink last longer. And I was just like chewing on stuff whenever I'm killing time. Whether that's just like gum or snacks or whatever. Have I ever had expensive tea that's air sealed? No. The most expensive tea I've ever bought was like Earl Grey tea. Well, that's been like, I don't know, expensive at some shop. Yeah, that should be the slogan for like a shop or something like that. I would go there. If a shop is risen enough to have that as their slogan, I would appreciate, I'd respect it. No, I am drinking boba. Like I'm not sure if I mentioned it or if it wasn't implied enough already. But I always get bubble tea, like I get boba with my milk tea. And that's what I've been like chewing on right now, along with the milk tea. Like I can literally get any drink, and as long as it has boba, I'll be happy with it. I'll just like chew on it nonstop for like an hour or so. Booby tea. Yeah, people have some crazy shirts for boba where I live, because there's so many boba shops. They have so much merch that shows off that people do like crazy play on words and play on puns with boba for obvious reasons. But I'm definitely gonna like stop for now on drinking this because it's gonna keep me up. I'll put it in my mini fridge. I just need to not forget about it, hopefully. I have considered making tapioca and like putting it in water, but it's just convenience, you know? I only ever... My fridge is clean. There's literally nothing in my mini fridge right now except for that drink. And maybe like an extra water. Go clean out your fridge, huh? Better think about that. I know there's like a dark spot in your guys' fridge that you guys have not cleaned up and you've been ignoring for a while. Go clean it right now. Every time you call me stinky, I know for a fact, I forgive you guys every time you call me stinky. Because I know in my heart of hearts that you guys are just projecting. And you think calling me stinky will make you less stinky. And even though that's obviously not true, I will respect that. I will respect that for my chat. I just have to come to terms with the fact that my chat just does not shower. This is so sad, but it's just the reality of things. Imagine the smell. I don't want to imagine the smell. Imagine one person who stinks now. Imagine like all of you guys in one place, all in one place that like doesn't shower. You ever been to a con? Huh? Have you ever been to a con before? If you ever have been, you know for a fact how that is, okay? That's all I have to say. I'm not gonna go into too much detail about that, but they have to sometimes have their artists or their talents or whoever say to their audience that, you know, reminder, make sure you shower so that people around you will have a pleasant experience. I was actually invited to go to a con like in July. I think it's Anime Con in San Diego. I was invited to go, but I'm usually busy around that time, especially with work nowadays. And I've I mean, yeah, I could technically cosplay this. I mean, it's not that hard of a outfit, honestly. Oh, was it in LA? Yeah, I mean in LA. I don't know, there's like another con in San Diego. Oh wait, no. There was a con, I think it was Anime Impulse that I was talking about. But yeah, Anime Expo was in LA. I was invited to go to the one in LA, but I'll probably have to turn that down because I've been pretty busy. And having someone try to like, I don't know, make your own cosplay costume is really, really expensive. I can't sew, obviously, so I can't make that for myself. But I don't think it would be, what's it called? It's very expensive, I think, to have someone make your own cosplay especially if it's a custom cosplay instead of just being like a generic, like popular anime character. And even if like I were to dress up like this, I still have to like, you still have to get the details right, you know. If you just put on like a lab coat and a shirt with like a painting on it, it's gonna be like, you know, I'm not a furry. Why are you saying this? Where did this come from? Why are you guys saying I'm a furry? Yeah, custom cosplays can go like to the thousands. Now, yeah, I'll just say I'm like I'm an indie VTuber. They don't even know. You can literally just dress up as anyone and just say you're a VTuber, and then people will just buy it. The furry VTuber model is not in the cards anytime soon. Maybe it will be. Maybe it will be sometime like in the next 10 years. But it's not in the cards anytime soon. Sorry guys, sorry to disappoint. Sorry if you were looking for the Fua Kemono crowd, but you know, I have to stay true to myself. I have to stay true to my demon roots. No yiffing allowed. No yiffing is allowed here. School uniform outfit. People actually think that I have a, what's it called? People think that I am wearing my school outfit in my ID. Let me see if I can bring it up actually. It's a, hold on. I'm gonna bring my reference sheet up because not a lot of people actually know this, but my ID card is actually fully detailed, and it's actually showing when I took a picture for my ID for my company back when I first started out, and it's way different for sure. So here we are. This is I mentioned this before, but I have two different artists. One that is my concept artist, and one that is my artist for my actual model. And my concept artist was the one that helped me design everything. But yeah, this is my ID card. It's definitely a different side of me that will probably never see the light of day again with my current schedule, my current workplace, and my current boss. It's a time different of time past, you know, but you know, when it's a reminder of what I'm working for when I could be happier again, when I don't have like bags under my eyes. Get a haircut, you know, how it's been, or yeah, how it's been right here and how it's going. Yeah, I had short hair back when I started, but you know, when you're working late night hours, you just don't have time to get a haircut. So you're just gonna have to live with long hair, messy hair from now on. Automod's going wild right now. Yeah, sorry about that. I've had problems with like automated mods in general, both for like Nightbot and Automod. So if it goes weird like that, sorry about that. I don't know. I'll consider if I ever do like maybe like a 2.0. I'll maybe look into alternate hairstyles. I won't mention it right now because I want to keep it as a surprise. But you know, it's nice to have long hair because with long hair you can do all sorts of different styles. Oh my god, long hair. Yeah, long hair is really honestly kind of annoying to take care of because when you have short hair, you just go to the shower, you wash it, you condition it, and then you dry it, and then that's that. But if you have long hair and you're trying to take care of it, then you know you have to blow dry it. You have to like use the right shampoo and conditioner for it to make sure it's straight all the time. You have to brush it. You have to make sure it doesn't like get too wet, otherwise it's gonna start to smell if it's not dried properly. Everything like that. But I don't know. I personally like long hair in general, not just for like, not limited to just guys. Or not just limited to girls, but guys too. Like, I think a lot of guys can pull off long hair if they put effort into it, but I think most guys in general probably will just stick to short hair because they don't want to like deal with long hair, or like they'll look fine, they'll look decent in like short hair or like bald or like shaved head, which is fine, you know. But the dudes who do look good in long hair in general, are really nice. Like I appreciate it. I dig it. Cause long hair is so versatile when it comes to like your different styles that you want to do. And yeah, that's true. Like if you're looking for like job opportunities, then you have to look your best. And in a professional environment, like if you have long hair, the first thing that the like interviewer will like notice or keep track of is that, wow, if this guy can't even take care of his appearance or look professional and get like a haircut, then why should we hire him? It's gonna be stuff like that, which explains why hey, who's this dude? Who's this good looking dude? But it's pretty sad, yeah. Long hair in general isn't generally accepted in the job, like in a professional setting. Even if like it's taken care of, you know, people like to see guys with. They like people like they're conditioned to see dudes with short hair in the workplace. Once you're hired, then it's like whatever. You can do whatever you want. Why do you think I have long hair here and I wear my pajamas? But yeah, it's kind of sucks, you know. It's just the stigma of like the workplace environment when it comes to like your appearance. Do I like horror games? Yeah, I like playing horror games. I mentioned it before, but I have a lot of horror games lined up for when I decide to stream later. It's mostly gonna be like it's mostly gonna be like walking sims right now and maybe RPG horror games, but we're definitely gonna add like Resident Evil to the mix, maybe some retro horror games, maybe Outlast 2. Dark Deception. I've heard of that game. That's like the monkey game, right? The one where you get chased by the funny monkey. Yeah, I'll add that to the list. Why, if you're here, please add that to the list. If it's free, that's even better. It's easier in my wallet, and then I can use that wallet to make to invest into you guys for the community as far as the stream quality, like emotes and stream alerts and everything. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I did get an update for my stream alerts for my artist, and supposedly they are going to deliver it today at some point, but that was like 8 hours ago. They said they deliver it as soon as they got home, and that was 8 hours ago, so I don't know if like they're not home yet or if something happened to them. But hopefully the stream alerts will be available sometime soon, hopefully by next stream. ASMR, right? No, I can't do ASMR, I'm sorry. How long am I sleep deprived? No, that's my secret. I'm always sleep deprived. You don't get these eyes by staying awake or getting proper sleep, okay? I can get 8 hours of sleep and it will do nothing for me because I know for a fact that I will have to work my ass off at work, get yelled at by my bosses, do overtime, sleep during my breaks, and then I get home and then I get to hang out with you guys, and then I don't go to sleep until like 3 a.m. in the morning. Right? What time is it for me right now? It is, hold on. It's like 1:15 a.m. right now. So yeah, we're getting there. I'm still pretty wide awake, but I'm surprised that I'm surprised you guys haven't been using the sleep check redeem. I actually added that recently, along with some other stuff. If you haven't checked yet, I did add a lot of more custom like channel redeems, but you know, we're still getting there. Hey, I just hydrated, but we'll do it again. So, like I said before, I'm still like maybe I'm maybe like at a 4 out of 10, where 10 is very sleepy and 1 is not sleepy at all. Like, it's getting late and I'm feeling it slightly, but I'm not sleepy, but I am like exhausted stamina wise. Mostly because of the fact that I know I have to go back to work tomorrow, and but I did have a nap earlier, and I'm still drinking like milk tea like 30 minutes ago. What are some other emotes I use from other streamers? Oh, actually, I do have like got some showcases here, so I'll like try to list. Well, I guess I'm only. Oh man, I forgot to renew my sub. Shoot. Well, Maybe I'll show off this one. This one is from Dempa Fish. And she's also like a VTuber that just started out. She's really cool. Check out her stream whenever you guys get the chance. I think well, let me see. Oh, she's not here. Yeah, she's a cool VTuber. She draws her own art, a lot of her own assets, and she's just really funny, really chill. She has cool emotes, so definitely check her out. The other person that the other emotes that I use a lot is probably Kitsune Mate. Oh my god, Kitsune Spirit Maze or Kitsune Spirit, and she's her emotes are also really funny. I like to use them a lot, but I think I forgot to renew my sub. So thanks for reminding me that I still have to sub to her later. But I'm really excited for when we actually do like get our own emotes here, and when that happens, even if I do make a Discord, I don't know if it's gonna be like an open general chat Discord or if it's just gonna be for like stream announcements and emote storage. It'll be open for anyone to join, but I'm still up in the air on whether or not I will like actually like, you know, make it like general chat. We'll see. If I guess your name, Moody Mudavak. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. My first choice or my first guess probably be Muda. And then I think there's like a dude named Muda, right? Muda Har. I tend to watch his streams too, or not his streams, his like YouTube on the, what's it called? On YouTube. Cause I think he also delves into like a lot of general topics, but also some horror videos and horror topics. But as far as your name, there's no way I could guess it probably. I don't know, Moody. This weekend too? What is? I don't think I get it. No. My work, I don't get like a long weekend until like May. I know this upcoming weekend is like, what is it, like Easter weekend, right? This Friday? What is this Friday? I forgot what this Friday is. It's Friday, April 7th? What's April 7th? April 7th. No, yeah. I don't get Friday off for that. Easter? Yeah, I don't get Easter. I'm sorry, Moody. I have no idea how to pronounce that, but I don't think I was I don't think I was close at all with that. So yeah, I don't get this Friday off, sadly. My next day off is probably going to be, let me see. I'm actually not sure when my next day off is. It's probably like one of the general holidays for like most workplaces. And even then, like my work usually offers like OT for those days for like double time. But Jesus. Look. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I'm a demon, so I don't know who your celebrities are on the human part, on the human world, okay? So sorry if you guys celebrate like, you know, an e-celeb or whatever, or VTuber or whoever this dude is, but you know, it's good for you. I'm glad that you guys celebrate, you know, celebrity birthdays up there or whatever it is that you guys do. I'm probably going to, what else? I think I mentioned it before, but as far as other games I want to stream, I really want to stream Valhalla, because that music slaps, the story slaps, the art style is super good, the characters are really cool. Valhalla in general is really cool, along with the sequel. Whenever I get around to playing it, I will definitely enjoy that, because I listen to the soundtrack whenever I'm at work too, so if I do all of that, I should really like at least try to like get around to playing it. I wonder if I should check out like the old retro horror games too, actually. I haven't played that many retro horror games because obviously the graphics will be kind of mediocre, putting it lightly. But if I do get around to playing them, I think it's like Castlevania or something like that. Or what else? I can't think of many. What horror games are there? Retro horror games. Alone in. Oh yeah, Alone in the Dark. I have no mouth and I'm a stream. Clock Tower. That's right. And Silent Hill. Oh my god, how did I forget about Silent Hill? System Shock 2. Okay, we're definitely gonna play System Shock when it comes out as a remake, and we'll definitely try out Silent Hill, especially with the fact that the new game is coming soon. Oh my god. I have so many games on my backlog. This sucks. I want to get around to playing all of these games, but I'm just limited by time. Parasite Eve. Oh my god. Why is Alan Wake and Dead Space 3 or Dead Space in general considered classic horror games on this list? Oh my god. 2008 was 15 years ago. 15. I guess that's long enough for a game to be considered retro. Oh god. It really is a classic now, isn't it? No. I don't want to feel old. My hair is turning white. Damn it. 2008 games. It feels like 2008 was just like a couple of years ago. What the heck? What else is there? I haven't heard many of these other games. Doom? I mean, Doom's not that scary. I mentioned that before, but if there's a game that like gives you the means to defend yourself, like an action horror game, for me, it personally does not become scary anymore. I mean, I might get jump scared or whatever, but the atmosphere changes a lot as far as like being able to defend yourself. Because the whole point of like a survival horror game is that you have to survive against like the horrors, obviously. It's not just a horror game where you're just horrified non-stop in a walking sim. But if you can like shoot something, that means you can like kill it. And if you can kill it, then it's not scary for me as much anymore. As far as what I'm scared of, I'd say I'm probably scared of like maybe the dark. And I'm scared of anything scary that doesn't like reveal itself, if that makes sense. Like fear of the unknown, whatever that's called. Yeah, I agree with Nyatoka. Like being in a situation where you're helpless, but you can control it, but you know, it's like controllable helplessness. What's it called? Controllable helplessness, I think it was called. Where you can just move around, but you know you have an impending sense of doom, where you can't do much. So it's not a... I don't know, it's like weird. Everyone has their own fears, but I think for me, personally, the scariest thing is like just having your imagination take over. I mentioned it on last stream in the backrooms. I thought backrooms was really scary because it was not, apart from like the first area, the fear and the horror came from like having people or having no idea what was around the corner. When you don't know what's there, then your mind will basically go into overdrive and think of the worst thing that will happen. And the worst thing that can like be thought of in your head will always be like worse than whatever like the game will like spawn at you or throw at you. So as far as my greatest fears, it's probably gonna be in order: fear of the dark, fear of the unknown, and then fear of I'd say maybe fear of wide open places. Like really, I'm not scared of like going outside or anything like that. I mean, going outside is scary, but I don't think I'd be scared of like, you know, going outside. But if it was like going into like a forest or going into like an open field at night, that's probably like super like scary at me. Clowns is understandable. I was scared of clowns for a long time too because I watched It, and I mentioned before, but It really stuck with me for a while. It traumatized me. I can't fear drugs, Planzen. I work with drugs every single day. I'm sorry. That's my job. I literally cannot be afraid of something that I work with like on a daily basis. Spiders is understandable too. I'm not too scared of spiders, but I will probably like get maybe jump scared by a spider if I saw one in real life. But it's not as scary for me. What kind of drugs? I cannot legally disclose the types of drugs that I work with at my company, unfortunately. The clown pandemic? No. I didn't even realize that was a thing until I saw that on Twitter and on YouTube. I heard about like people like seeing killer clowns like in behind their house or behind their like, I don't know, workplace or in the woods or something like that. But it was honestly just like, it was just people messing around. That's all it was. It was a trend and people hopped onto it. It was not that hard to like go to your local like costume store and buy a clown costume. So, you know, that whole entire thing was blown out of proportion. And when the news reported on that, that was like more of a reason for people to just, you know, dig around, to mess around. I think, oh yeah, there was another thing I remember with the clown pandemic where people were, yeah, I thought people were actually gonna like, you know, get killed one reason for another. Whether it's like someone going too far with the prank or if someone was gonna like, you know, defend themselves. But I'm surprised that nothing really happened out of that. The funniest thing that happened with that was when I think it was like when the clowns, the actual clowns, the people who did that for a living, issued a statement saying that like people, I hope that people like will stop dressing up as killer clowns because it's making real clowns look bad. Wait, did people die during that? I thought it was like people died. Wait, no. Wait, people died from that? Really? Hold on, let me look this up. Killer Clowns 2016. A family from Florida was attacked. Of course it's Florida. Well, of course. While there were no widespread purge attacks as threatened, a family from Florida was attacked on October 31st, 2016 by a group of approximately 20 people in clown masks and masks styled after the Purge movie. No arrests were made. I like how if you go on 2016 clown sightings on the Wikipedia page, it's just an evil killer clown. It even says evil clown costume. Yeah, you know, there's just down bad for the Clussy. What can you do? That wasn't even a thing back then. Dude, they're just, I don't know, people just blew that stuff out of proportion. It's just weird. I don't think there was any much about it that like was, wait, people, hold on. Yeah, no one actually died from that, right? I'm looking it up right now. There were a lot of sightings. There were the Russian embassy issued a warning for Russian and British citizens because of the clown scare. And people in Fiji, the police warned people against the involvement in the events of that. I don't know, it's I guess people are just have this inherent fear of clowns and people just fed into that. And then when they announced the report on that, people just took the opportunity to like hop onto that trend. Okay, I think the milk tea is getting to me, and not in a good way. I think I need water. No, I don't have to use the bathroom, but I'm feeling it right now. It's not agreeing with me right now. I did take some medicine for the I did take some medicine to help like drink it because it has dairy in it, but I think it wore off. I haven't drank it for like the past hour, or no, it hasn't been an hour, like the past 30 minutes, but I think it's kind of too late for that. Good anime? You're asking the wrong person, I'm sorry. Because I just mentioned that I don't watch that much anime. The last anime I watched was probably Chainsaw Man and Bocchi the Rock, but I think I don't know. You can watch Bocchi the Rock. Bocchi the Rock was really nice. It has good music, good characters. It was funny. The animation was really nice. I think you could probably go to sleep watching that, maybe. Well, I don't know. The music might be jarring if you're like trying to fall asleep watching that, but if you're just looking for background noise, it has some really good music. Or Lucky Star. Okay, are you looking for like slice of life background noise, or are you looking for like music that like, or anime that has good music? Because Zombieland Saga also has some really good music. I'd recommend Zombieland Saga. It has cute girls, it has zombies, it has music, it has cute zombie girls doing music, so it's got all three. I'm not I'm not tired. I'm not tired yet, but I'm feeling my energy drain, which is really weird. You can be tired but not sleepy, but that's currently me right now. No, if I go to sleep now, I'm just gonna be staring up at my ceiling. I'm just gonna be on Twitter or something like that, or watching some like iceberg video on YouTube, or some analog horror on YouTube. Do I snore? Sometimes. Like, I'm aware that I snore sometimes because if I breathe in a certain way, I can make the snoring noise, and I know that I'm making the snoring noise because I'm breathing through my mouth. So like, if I can make that while I'm still awake, I know for a fact I'll make that while I'm sleeping. Yeah, sleep apnea is really scary. There were times when I had to actually like stay up for a long period of time, and I was doing micro sleeps. And if you've never had a micro sleep before, it's basically when like you close your eyes for a couple of seconds, you like lose consciousness, like you fall asleep for a couple of seconds and you wake up, and you weren't aware that you went to sleep. It just feels like you just closed your eyes and you like woke up, and then you just like jump forward in time. But it's really, really bad because if you're doing something like, you know, that requires your full attention, that can be really dangerous. The last time I did that before was like when I was still in school for like my final year in Demon School, and we all went to like Disneyland, and we were staying there overnight, right? So me and my classmates decided to stay up basically because someone brought like an Xbox, and so we just played Call of Duty all night until the next morning, because we were staying there for like 2 days at the park, and we stayed overnight like at a hotel, right? So I was like, I stayed up like the other night already pretty late, and then I stayed up this night, so I'm running on like 48 hours without sleep. And by the time nighttime rolled around, I was so exhausted. I was just walking around like a zombie. Like I would close my eyes, I'd blink, and we'd be at the other side of the park, and I have no idea how I got there. And that was like really, really bad. I knew that was bad. I was like, guys, I don't think I can go anywhere else. I'm actually passing out and I don't even realize it. Do I doze off during the day? If I'm at work and there's nothing actively happening at work, I will get a bit drowsy, yeah, which is kind of bad because I can't afford to do that, you know. As much as I do say that like I do fall asleep sometimes at work, I can't actually fall asleep at work for obvious reasons. During break rooms is fine. Sometimes people will rag on me for actually like taking a nap in the break room at night, or not night, in the break room during my breaks. But no, I'm usually fully awake during the day. But if it's like the weekend and I have nothing to do, and I'm just like on the computer doing nothing, not even playing video games, just like on Twitter or YouTube, or just explore, like doing whatever, then I will get really tired, and then I'll just take a nap, which is what happened earlier today. Yeah, don't operate heavy machinery if you're sleep deprived. This includes if you're driving a Zamboni or a tractor or a truck. Oh, you know what? Truck Simulator would be pretty cool to play too. You know what? I'll add that too. I'm gonna add Truck Simulator to this. A lot of simulator games I like to play at some point. Truck Simulator. Gas Station Simulator looked really cool. And obviously Power Wash Simulator. Power Wash Simulator looks really fun too. I played what's it called? Trying to remember. Viscera Cleanup Detail, I think it was called. So that was really fun. I played that with a couple of people, and that was a bit more, you know, when people tip over the bucket full of, you know, blood and guts in the main room, and then they walk all over it, and then they get it everywhere. You know, that's your patience gets tested, putting it lightly. But I really did like playing that, and you know, Power Wash Sim looks really relaxing, and I'm down for like super relaxing games. If I fall asleep, I hope I don't do this, but at the same time, I'll consider a goal for this year. If I manage to fall asleep during a stream, not on purpose, but just because like I'm either tired or if the game is just like that relaxing. Like, so if you guys have like a bingo sheet or whatever, or like a notepad, try to write down that one of the stream goals for this year is to fall asleep during a stream. Okay. I'm gonna try to like, I don't think I have any chamomile tea here. What is a good way to go to sleep? 3 a.m. Yeah, it's already 1:30 here. Yeah, it's probably 1:30 at your place too, so we're probably in the same time zone. We'll probably call it here for tonight. You know, we got all we went through a lot of topics, so I'm glad for that. You know, and we managed to go for 3+ hours, so that's pretty good. I mentioned before, but actually I'm not sure if I mentioned before, but I'm trying to do longer streaming hours just to get more used to it, so that if I ever do decide to play like a long stream, I won't like fall flat onto my desk like and pass out. But you know, I appreciate that you guys were here to listen to me like ramble and talk on, even though it's like nearly 2 a.m. on my end, probably like 4 or 5 a.m. like for people who live like on the other side of the continent. I don't know what time it is like on the other side of the world, but you know, you guys found some time to chat with me, and I do appreciate that. So, you know, thank you. So, I hope that you guys have a good rest, because I know I will. And remember, if anyone asks for me, I am on my break. Let's see. I think Night Chase VR is streaming right now, so I guess we'll raid him. He's playing Hearts of Iron 4. I think that's like I have no idea what that is, but you know, he's cool, and you guys should definitely check him out. And he's like, he also streams really late, so we're like birds of a feather. He's also a night owl, so if you guys are night owls, you know, then I'm sure you guys will appreciate his content. So thank you guys for coming, and hopefully I will see you guys on the next one, and good night.